area telecommunications and technology leader. And let's start with the visiting Arcadia-Loup City Rebels. They're coached by Ramsey Hunt, who you heard from in the Coach's Corner program, assisted by Aaron Habe, Tony Cashlin, and Jake Hunter. The Rebels will start at the quarterback spot, number 20, 6'1" senior Connor Slobaszewski. He will be joined in the backfield by number 10, Tice Calrose. He is a 5'9" sophomore. Receiver is number 25, Ryan Cashlin. He is a 5'6" sophomore. Your ends, number 79, Parker Slobaszewski. He is a 6'1" senior. And number 99, Logan Carlson. He is a 5'10" senior. Your offensive line for the Rebels center is number 61, Gunnar Ducker. He is a 5'10" junior. Number 67, Max Lewandowski. He is a 6'3" junior. And number 68, Wyatt Steeb, a 5'11" sophomore. Your starters for the Arcadia-Loup City Rebels. Lineups brought to you by Three River. Three River offers ridiculously fast internet speeds at amazing prices. With their new fiber optic network, your internet, cable television, and phone service will be unmatched in the area. Call 866-569-2666 for more information. Three River is your local broadband provider and supporter of high school sports on KBRB. Now a look at the starting lineup for the 0-1 North Central Knights, coached by Ryan Ritchie, assisted by Ethan Munger and Kyle Lindsay. The Knights will start at the quarterback spot, number 3, Zach Swanson, a 6', 170-pound junior. Joining him in the backfield will be number 5, Chase Kotzer, a 150-pound junior, and number 4, Gavin Pruitt. He is a 160-pound senior. On the end, it will be number 23, Branson Anderson, a 160-pound junior, along with number 30, Cole Otten, a 200-pound junior. Your offensive line for the Knights is center, number 11, Jackson Halleck, a 200-pound senior. Number 81, Chase Gawecki, a 182-pound junior. And Dooley Caulfield, number 97, a 210-pound sophomore. Your starting lineups brought to you by Three River.
Circle B Livestock of Bassett offers a complete line of livestock needs, from feed to pharmaceuticals to livestock handling equipment. Make one stop for all your farm and ranch needs. Stop at Circle B Livestock. They are the livestock producer's friend in Bassett. From concept to completion, Halleck Construction, Scott Halleck, specializes in steel buildings, custom-built homes, additions, kitchens and bathrooms, drywall, window replacement, siding, and more. When it's time for improvements, call on Halleck Construction of Springview.
Do you know who the biggest North Central Knights fans are? Well, it's the gals at the Springview Herald, that's who. Subscribe today for one low cost and catch up on all things North Central Knights, plus so much more. The Springview Herald, proud supporter of the North Central Knights.
The Whistle Stop offers floral arrangements and gift items for any occasion. Fresh flowers and silks, plants, bouquets, sprays, and arrangements. Let the Whistle Stop in Bassett make it a memorable occasion with one of Kelly's unique creations.
Buying or selling livestock is made much easier when you buy and sell with Bassett Livestock Auction. Remember, sale day is each Wednesday, so make plans to attend or call to consign your livestock. Bassett Livestock Auction, Bassett.
Dress your hay supply with Brad Fox Grinding. Grinding hay is one of the most efficient ways to feed hay or other forages to livestock. Brad Fox provides on-site forage and grain grinding service to those who wish to make the most efficient, economical use of their available feedstuffs. Call Brad Fox today to schedule a time to stop and grind. For reliable, dependable hay grinding service, call on Brad Fox Grinding of O'Neill. Phone 402-340-4038.
Welcome you back here on KBRB as we get set for the kickoff between the North Central Knights and the Arcadia-Loup City Rebels. The Knights will be in their home black uniforms on a hot evening with the white numbers and letters, the white stripe, the black helmets, as the Arcadia-Loup City Rebels will come out in their white tops with the red and gray numbers and letters. Is what do we got going on here? Okay, I got some kind of issues. Okay, looks like we're okay now. Not sure what was happening there, getting a little short out, so it must be early in the season. I've had enough technical difficulties for the entire week, Steve, so I'm good for a while here. We had some issues with Husker football yesterday. Had some problems with Husker. I mean, we've had problems, Steve.
Doesn't have anything to do with the equipment. almost ready to incinerate up here, does it?
It could be.
Yeah, okay.
That could certainly be the case. Knights won the toss, deferred their option to the second half. North Central will go from north to south, as we call it here. They'll be into the wind in quarter number one. We'll have the wind at their backs from the second quarter to
Let's
the
play
half.
some football.
I'm ready as we try to get a temperature update as we approach the 7 o'clock hour. We're going to kick off about 3 minutes ahead of that. 95 degrees south wind at 20 miles per hour, so the breeze helps a bit, but the Knights will be going right into the teeth of it in the first quarter.
H-O-T.
That is, they don't call him the best in the business for nothing, folks.
I've got it figured out.
The kick from Fisher will come down at the 10-yard line to the Rebels. Good hole up the near side. Flag comes in. Didn't see many of those in our afternoon game. Tackle made on the returner. That was Tice Callarose, but we'll check the flag. It is a block in the back against the Rebels, and that's going to put Arcadia-Loup City kind of in the short field. They're going to be backed up inside their own 15-yard line when they start this drive. So we'll see the Rebels with Coach Ramsey Hunt. And I am losing power for some reason, and I think we're back, but I don't know if we're overloading a circuit here at Rock County or what the deal might be, but I think we're back and going. You hear that cutting out on me, Steve? It isn't just me, is it? I might be a little heat crazy, but at this point.
Haven't missed a beat yet, Greg.
All right, well, they're going to mark this penalty and put it about the 9-yard line is where they're going to set things up.
At their own 9-yard line.
And we'll see the Knights come out in a kind of a 4-3 defense.
3 front.
And they'll hand it off to Callarose. He's hit a couple of times in the backfield, tries to spin out of it.
Jackson Halleck with a nice pursuit. And we just had a drone.
Yeah, we've got a drone in the vicinity.
We have a drone.
By number 11, Jackson
Looks like a loss of 1 for Callarose, and it'll set up second down. But, again, Knights swarming, get to the football, Steve, and getting downhill early.
Well, and you know what? Jackson Halleck does a nice job. He's a heck of a bookend over there at that defensive end position. They're probably going to try to run away from him a lot tonight.
We saw that at the tail end of last year.
Absolutely.
Teams just game planning to run away. They'd identify which side Halleck was on and would go the opposite direction. They're going to give it an inside handoff to Callarose. He's buried immediately. That looked like, was it Branson Anderson down at the bottom of that one?
I think that was 22, yeah. Branson, maybe 23, Branson Anderson.
He just stuck a shoulder right in his waist and dropped him.
Almost looks like a wrestler.
Yeah. Wrestler or a bulldogger, one of the two. 2-yard gain. And it's 3rd and 9, so the Knights have the Rebels behind the chains here early, deep in their own territory.
And, you know, Greg, that's something Coach Ramsey talked about, Coach Hunt talked about, was trying to stay ahead of the chains, and they're having trouble right now. It looks like they're going to bring twin receivers to the right side now, spread the field.
Slobashevsky back to pass, being pressured from the backside. They're going to get him and take him down.
Jackson Halleck again.
Pressure from Cole Otten on the blind side. He kind of felt that, stepped up and right into the waiting arms of Jackson Halleck, and that'll be a loss of 3 on the sack.
What a good series for the Knights defense, right, to start the game. Set the tone.
That sets up 4th and 12, and the Knights should get good field position. See who they send back to retrieve the punt. It'll be Gavin Pruitt who eventually scampers back. They'll be punting with the wind. Snap is low. They get it away, kind of a low line drive, but boy, it goes right over the head of Pruitt. He'll retrieve it at about the 20-yard line, brings it up to the 25, the 30, and is knocked out of bounds. So nice punt from Arcadia-Loup City to dig themselves out of a deep spot in their own territory. Knights, though, will be set up in good shape at their own 32-yard line. Well, good defensive series for North Central, Steve, to get the ball game started.
Yeah, it really was, and you know that's something that they're going to have to continue to do, and you know limit the number of possessions that Arcadia-Loup City has, and try to maintain them. Put together a drive here. See what the Knights can do.
They'll come out with twin wide receivers to the near side, one wide out to the far side as they spread things out. From the shotgun, Swanson. Got in motion Pruitt. They'll hand it to him on the jet sweep. Tries to cut outside, uses a stiff arm, and he's taken out of bounds. Out there looked like, was that Callarose? No, number 9.
9.
I do not have a 9 on my roster for Arcadia-Loup City. Sorry about that, young man.
You know, Greg, last week North Central kind of set up the Ainsworth defense. They would run that sweep, and then they'd come back with a counter. Let's see if North Central goes back to that counter game. They had a lot of success last week.
Double tight end set. They'll hand it to the deep back. Straight ahead. Not much there for Kotzer, and he's wrestled down. Maybe a gain of 2. It's going to set up 3rd and about 6 for the Knights. Looked like in there on the tackle for Arcadia-Loup City was Parker Slabashevsky. So a gain of 2 for Kotzer. And that'll set up 3rd and 6 here for North Central. They need the Arcadia-Loup City 37-yard line. They're at their own 37.
And not in 4-down territory yet.
Twin wide receivers to the either side of the formation as they spread it out. They bring Pruitt in motion. And we've got the whistles and a stoppage, and the Knights might get backed up. It is a false start against North Central. So second flag early, one against each team. Arcadia-Loup City hit with a block in the back on a kick return, and this will cost the Knights 5 and put them behind the chains at 3rd and 11. Neither of these teams, Steve, are going to want to be in that behind the chains down and distance.
No.
The 2nd and 8s, the 3rd and longs. They're going to want to try to stay on schedule.
Yeah.
So I don't know if either one has the real quick strike offense to be able to make up big chunk plays. But the Knights will send wideouts to either side of the formation. Swanson from the shotgun. He'll bring Pruitt in motion. Back to throw. Swanson has some time. They're setting up the screen. They try to float it, and Jackson Halleck was out there going to be an illegal touching. I'm not sure Jackson thought he was eligible there. It was intended for Kotzer. Not sure Jackson might have been just trying to block a defender who read the screen.
Yeah.
And it is an ineligible receiver downfield that will be called. I'm sure the Rebels will decline this one, and it'll set up 4th down. So they try to set up the screen on 3rd and 11. Most likely going to be a declined penalty, and that'll be 4th down, and the Knights will be punting into the wind. We'll get you score updates tonight from Doniphan Trumbull, where the West Holt Huskies are playing after a win over Valentine, and just like that, it is 8-0 Doniphan Trumbull taking the opening kickback, 80-plus yards for a touchdown. 8-0 Doniphan Trumbull at home against West Holt. And we'll go with a little quick kick. The punt hangs up in the wind, and it's going to take an Arcadia-Loup City bounce out of bounds at about the 31. So big field position shift there. After the 2 possessions, Arcadia-Loup City punted from its own 8-yard line on its opening possession, and now they will take over at the 31. And, Steve, there's just a case where in the special teams, having the wind at your back compared to punting into the wind. 20 miles an hour straight out of the south.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the Knights and Arcadia-Loup City Rebels both go 3 and out in their opening series. Rebels back to work offensively. Got a good-sized offensive line. The center, he's a big boy, Lewandowski. From the shotgun is Slabashevsky. He's going to keep it on a quarterback run. He's got a little bit of room before he's spilled. Looks like Gavin Pruitt in on the tackle.
I think Branson Anderson was in on the tackle also, assisted. On the backside. That was a quarterback keeper the whole way, Greg.
They sent Callarose out, kind of became the lead blocker, and he just followed Callarose into the hole. Gain of 5 for Slabashevsky, sets up 2nd and 5, the 36. And this is where Arcadia-Loup City wants to be. 2nd and medium, 3rd and short. Let's move the chains. Let's lean on you a little bit.
Gives them options. Exactly.
So the Rebels come out, 2nd and 5, wind at their back. We are 4 minutes and change into this one. And West Holt trails Doniphan Trumbull 8-0 early. Snap low, it's trouble with the exchange to the running back, and Callarose is buried in the backfield. Timing just off on that with the low snap, and Callarose is going to lose about 3 yards back to the 32.
3rd and long now.
And
not
just as we
where
said,
they want to be.
Right, exactly
not
right.
where they want to be.
3rd and 8.
See if the Knights can get a stand here again.
Well, both offenses struggling here early, and, of course, it is a very, very warm evening here at Rock County High School. It's homecoming for the Rock County High School team members. They'll play, I believe, the 2nd game at Springview will be the homecoming for Kippahaw County a little later on in the fall. Knights will go on the road next week. They're trying to set up the screen. Throw it over the middle. Really intercepted. Zach Swanson got both hands on it reading the screen, and he couldn't quite secure it. He had a lot of open grass in front of him to the near side.
Yes, he did, and you could see Zach. He was disgusted with himself. I think he was so open he didn't realize he was open.
Well, he read that screen well.
Yes.
The line came through, and Swanson just froze, looked for the running back, jumped in front of the route, had both hands on it. Knights not sending anybody back, and they're going to kick a low line drive that's going to bounce at the 15, and it's going to die at about the 2-yard line. Not sure why on 4th and 8 the Knights didn't try to put a returner back there, but they're going to be put in a hole. 2 really nice punts for Arcadia-Loup City, and the field position has flipped now as North Central at their own 2 to start this drive.
Yeah, that's one of those areas of the game, Greg, that sometimes gets overlooked. That kicking game, punting game, special teams.
And especially working against the wind here in the opening quarter. So the Knights will huddle in their own end zone. 6:46 to play in a scoreless first quarter here from Rock County. High school football tonight on KBRB. Ainsworth and Madison over on AM 14 FM 106.3 in the web. The handoff straight ahead. Good, tough yardage there for the Knights. I believe that was Concert.
I believe it was.
Going through the hole and picks up about 4 or 5 yards. He's going to get credit for 4, and it'll be 2nd and 6.
Gain of 4 on the play.
But just, you know what? Get the shoulders squared, pick a hole, and just go at it hard.
He does a nice job. He does. He keeps going upfield, and I like that about him. He's a good, tough inside runner. And you know what? He's not the biggest of kids, but he's small enough that sometimes they have trouble picking him up, finding him.
Right, seeing him around those linemen.
Yeah.
I formation, double in set for the Knights. They will turn, pitch it back to Concert, working to the right. He's taken down immediately. Good play over there by the defensive end on that left side of the defense, Parker Slabashevsky. He's going to drop Concert for a loss of about 2.
See if North Central opens up the counter game now. Get that defense flowing one way and then come back with a counter. Of course, as you know, Coach Hunt, I believe he talked about that, didn't he? Talked a little bit about their counter game from last week and what the Knights were able to do. So I'm sure they watched it on film.
3rd and 8. Knights will split 4 into the formation. 2 slot receivers, twins to either side from the shotgun. Swanson brings Concert in motion, back to throw. Has some time, flips it into the backfield to Pruitt. Pruitt's got a little room on the outside, but there again is Parker Slabashevsky's 2nd straight play. So the completion to Gavin Pruitt out of the backfield will only net the Knights about 3 yards. Pruitt has the catch, and Steve, 2 series for both offenses, and we have yet to see a first down.
Haven't found a rhythm.
So it will be Kean Fisher, the freshman, to punt for the Knights, punting into the wind. It looks like back to receive is Ryan Cashlin, the receiver. He's standing at about the 37-yard line of the Knights. Good snap. The punt away from Kean, a good one with the wind in his face, and that's going to take a North Central bounce to about midfield. Not a bad punt there from the freshman into the wind. It's going to go for 31, 32 yards. But again, good field position set up here for Arcadia-Loup City. Kind of a fast-moving first quarter, Steve. 5:05 remaining. Neither team, I'm thinking our longest play from scrimmage as of this point through 2 series for each team is 5 yards.
5 yards, I was going to say. Yep.
So first down for the Rebels inside Knight territory.
I don't think we have a completed pass yet, do we?
Just that last one to Pruitt.
That last one to Pruitt, yeah.
So it will now be Connor Slabashevsky and the Rebels. They'll line up in a double tight end formation. They have a wing back, and the tailback Calarose is behind Slabashevsky, who's in the pistol. Short shotgun. He'll keep it, and nothing there. Again, that interior of the Knight defense playing extremely well. Jackson Halleck, again on the stop with some help from Zach Swanson. Maybe a gain of 1 for Slabashevsky. It's kind of a feeling out process here, Steve, but right now it's the defenses that are dictating.
Yeah, they are. Jackson Halleck really collapses that offensive end. He's a load out there. They're going to have to try to find a double team and try to work up a blocking scheme if they're going to continue to run to that side.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with him. And they typically line him up toward the wide side of the field and just say, you take care of this side and we'll bring some help to the other side. 2nd and 9 from the shotgun. Slabashevsky has a wide out to the near side, one to the far side. He's going to keep it again and taken down in the backfield. Zach Swanson on a run blitz.
Yep, came from that middle linebacker. Nice play, and once again, Greg puts the Rebels behind the chains.
Now 3rd and 11. And right now, both teams' running games are really struggling as we've got under 4 minutes to go here in our opening quarter, and we have yet to see a first down, and we've seen about as many plays that have gone for negative yardage as we have for positive yardage. Now 4 wide receivers in the formation for the Rebels, twins to either side. Back to throw Slabashevsky, looking for a little out route. That is caught near first down yardage. The completion to Cashlin.
About a yard short.
That does look like where they will mark him at about the 31-yard line. He's going to need the 29, just shy of the 30. Going to be 4th down and 2 on a 10-yard catch by Cashlin. So that's the longest play from scrimmage for either team, and this is probably go territory when you've got the wind at your back. 4th and a short 2. The ball is shy of the 30 at about the 31, and they need just inside the 30, just shy of the 29. So a long 1, short 2 for the Rebels.
And North Central runs in another defensive lineman going to a 4-man front.
Double in set. Snap is low, keeping it with Slabashevsky, bouncing outside, has a first down, breaks free. He's into the secondary and taken down by Atwood Albright from the safety spot. But from the 31, Slabashevsky broke a tackle after the first down, and he's going to take that all the way to the 14-yard line. That's 17 yards and our first down of the ball game.
Nice run. That was a nice run. All he had to do, North Central loaded the line and had those backers and corners within 3 yards of the ball, and all he had to do was beat one guy, and he did.
Football at the 14-yard line, 3:15 and counting to play here in quarter number 1. Arcadia-Loup City threatening. They're inside the West Plains Bank Zone at the North Central 14-yard line. Double in set again for the Rebels. We got a whistle and a timeout going to be taken by Coach Ramsey Hunt. And Arcadia-Loup City saw something in the formation he didn't like, so we'll take a break as well. Tri-County Bank scoreboard, it is scoreless. However, the Rebels are threatening.
Tires you deserve from people you can trust. At Rock County Tire, their sales and service team go above and beyond to help you with your tire needs. For complete tire service from start to finish, call on Rock County Tire in Bassett. Phone 402-684-2200.
Your Zematic by Lindsay dealer offers replacement parts for any brand of pivot, installation and training, superior service when you need it.
Your local Zematic by Lindsay dealer is Ainsworth Electric Motors, located just 1 mile east of Ainsworth on Highway 20. Call 387-1071.
Well, the Ainsworth Bulldogs on their opening drive get an 8-0 lead on Madison. And again, Donovan Trumbull takes the opening kick back, 80-plus yards for a touchdown to start their 11-man game against West Holt. Huskies off a win last week at home over Valentine, falling behind on the road. Here it is scoreless with 3:01 to play in the first quarter, but the Arcadia-Loup City Rebels are threatening first down at the 14-yard line of the Knights. Pistol formation, Slabashevsky in the short shotgun. Handed off on a little end around. Nice play by the Knights. That was Swanson again as he dumps Cashlin on the end around or the jet sweep for a loss back to about the 16-yard line. So a loss of 2 on the jet sweep. Zach Swanson in on a couple plays early.
That was a shoestring tackle by Zach. Barely got him.
I like how they are run blitzing him and being aggressive, the Knights, against the run game. But as you saw with that quarterback keeper on 4th down, if the Rebels break through that first line of the defense, there's a lot of room to run as the Knights are really crowding that line of scrimmage and crashing down. 2nd and 12 from the 16-yard line. They'll send wideouts to either side of the formation. Slabashevsky from the shotgun. Callarose behind him. In motion comes Cashlin. Back to throw, looking out the flats, knocked away by Cole Otten to save what could have been a pretty good play. Cole Otten saw Slabashevsky get ready to throw that out into the flats and knew he wasn't going to get to the quarterback, just put an arm up in the air and knocked it down.
Nice heads-up play by Cole Otten there to knock that down because they make that catch. I think he gets to the end zone, Greg. Heads-up play.
Chase Kotzer was the only one out there that would have been able to maybe try to get an angle and have a shot at Callarose. So instead it's 3rd and 12, probably 2-down territory here, Steve, deep in North Central territory. So you don't have to get all 12 here on this play if you can set it up for 4th and manageable. Double in set from the shotgun, Slabashevsky. He will keep it himself up the left side, has a hole, and then is filled up quickly by one of the safeties down at about the 10-yard line. That looked like it really was going to have some room, and I think it was Gavin Pruitt, Steve, that,
I think so.
that kind of filled that up at the 10-yard line, so a gain of 6, and it sets up 4th and about 8 now for the Rebels.
Yeah.
They can get a first down at the 2, or at about the 3-yard line.
You know, earlier in the drive, or their last possession, they ran that little quick out.
Yep.
They ran that little quick out.
They've got Cashlin over here in the slot. See if he runs that same out pattern with twins on either side. Back to throw. Slabashevsky hit as he throws it, and that's incomplete. And it was Jackson Halleck that got his arm onto the arm of Slabashevsky and made that an errant throw right into the ground in the middle of the field. And the Knights hold.
What a stand. What a defensive stand.
So we remain scoreless here from Rock County High School. 1:27 to go in our opening quarter. Knights will take over at the 10-yard line. And remember, the Knights will get the wind here in the next minute 27. Strong gusting wind out of the south. So the Knights still into it here for the next 87 seconds. They'll spread things out with 3 wide receivers in the formation. From the shotgun, Swanson. Low snap, hands it to Kotzer. That is buried immediately. Great penetration in there from, I believe.
Boy, there was a host of Rebels in there.
Yeah.
Take your pick. Take your pick.
Yeah,
Greg.
that was Logan Carlson, I think, from the nose spot that was in there right away. So nothing there at the 10-yard line, so no gain for Kotzer, and that'll set up 2nd and 10 for the Knights. So if nothing else, Steve, North Central's kind of weathering being against the wind here.
Yeah.
But they are deep in their own territory once again. Knights still looking for a first down. Wideouts to either side of the formation. In motion goes the wing back. They're going to keep it with Swanson. Tries to cut it upfield. Not much there again as the Arcadia-Loup City Rebels not getting moved off the line of scrimmage at all. Swanson will maybe gain a yard on his first rushing attempt, and Coach Ryan Ritchie just kind of looking for something in the playbook that will work. 3rd and 9 for North Central, but I don't believe the Knights, if they choose to, will have to snap it again here in the opening quarter. It's been a fast-moving quarter, but it's a hot one, Steve. We're still about 45 minutes or so from the sun getting ready to go behind the trees here west of the field, but it does look like the Knights are going to let the first quarter clock expire. And that'll take us to the second 12 minutes. Scoreless first frame, just 1 first down between the two teams. The defenses flexing their muscle early. Tri-County Bank scoreboard, scoreless. We'll come back with the second 12 minutes of football from Rock County High School after this.
Get the line you've always dreamed of with K-Line. Daniel and Matt will make sure your line gets exactly the treatments it needs, exactly when it needs them, all season long. Having a beautiful lawn is easy and affordable with K-Line of Bassett, 402-684-3557.
Three River Communications strives to better serve their customers of North Central Nebraska with the latest fiber technology, offering up to 1 gig internet speed, high-definition cable TV, and local and long-distance telephone service. Three River Communications, your local service provider.
Year after year, you can rely on the approachable team at Rock County Agronomy Service. They're your one-stop shop for all your ag needs, chemical, fertilizer, and propane, always backed by outstanding service and competitive prices. Rock County Agronomy Service in Bassett.
Score update over on AM 14, FM 106.3. It is Ainsworth jumping out to a 16-0 lead over Madison. 2 touchdowns early for Carter Nelson about midway through the first there. Last score update was 8-0 Doniphan Trumbull taking the opening kickoff back against West Holt down in Doniphan tonight. And here a scoreless first quarter. Now the Knights will have the wind to start the second. And Steve, if you've got two defenses that are penetrating well, they're being aggressive, playing downhill, how do you counter that if you're a play caller?
Well, screen game.
Misdirection?
Yeah, screen game and counters, and try to get some misdirection. Set them up with, and try to work your screen game. They were pretty darn effective with it last week, but this is the second week. People have had a chance to watch some tape and know the tendencies, but I think that's one way you counter it. I would really like to see North Central get Gavin Pruitt a little more integrate him into the offense. The young man can flat out run in the open field.
You know, where we saw the Knights have some success last year as Swanson, gained some experience in that quarterback spot, was working the middle of the field with the passing game. I'd like to see if maybe they can get a couple of those slot receivers working into the middle and maybe find some space. Zach throws a pretty good intermediate ball.
Yeah.
So it'll be 3rd and about 8 for the Knights coming off of the end of the quarter.
I like this matchup. You've got number 8, Kean Fisher, split out here on man defense.
Pruitt in motion, back to throw Swanson, looking deep. He's going to loft one up for Pruitt. Called it.
There it is.
Juggling catch made past the 30-yard line. One-on-one coverage as he beat number 9, who I am sorry I do not have on my roster. Mason Ducker, is that who I just heard them say? I don't see you. Well, Jason Ducker, instead of 39, they've got him at 9. So that will be a 24-yard gain on the pass play to Pruitt. Good catch for Gavin, his second catch, and the Knights get their first down. And right there, Steve, you see immediately with the wind at their back.
Exactly. They're going to air it out. Pruitt was set in the slot, and Fisher was set in the split, and they just crossed him.
3 wide receivers set again. In motion comes Pruitt. Swanson from the shotgun. Back to throw again. Looking deep. Got a man, Anderson, overshoots him. Coverage was pretty decent back there by Ryan Cashlin. And the pass sails with the wind, so the Knights trying to air it out here, maybe use the pass to set up the run. And it is 2nd and 10, football at the 34-yard line. But if nothing else, Steve, the Knights have flipped the field position a little bit now with the wind at their back and that big play in the pass game.
Well, yeah, and it makes those linebackers and cornerbacks back on their heels rather than up on their toes.
Knights are going to spread it out again. 3 wide receivers in the formation. They get the call from the sideline. Everybody looks to the wristband. Swanson from the shotgun has a back flanking him to the right. 3 wide receivers in the formation. Back to throw again. Swanson, pressure. Pocket holes. Now he's going to cut it upfield. Got a little room in the middle. Taken down after a decent gain. That again is Ducker. And a gain of about 5 for Zach. But I like that, Steve. His first read wasn't there. He didn't wait. He just tucked it, got what he could.
Yeah, and he got blasted at about the 39-yard line.
So it'll be 3rd and 5. Manageable situation here for the Knights. Opening minute of quarter number 2. Scoreless game here from North Central's Rock County High School. They played their first game at home up at Springview against Ainsworth. And so they'll be on the road next week, will the Knights, as North Central next week on the road to Riverside and then a road trip to Plainview. We've got that Plainview matchup, I know, on KBRB. 3rd and 5, 3 wide receivers. Pruitt in motion. They're going to hand it on a counter to Kotzer. Nothing there as he's hit by the interior of that line. And that looks like it was Max Lewandowski with the stop as he's going to drop Kotzer for a loss of 3. Well, I like that. They kind of faked the little quick pass and then tried to go on the delay. But Lewandowski having none of it.
Coach Rich, he's kicked twice already. Is he going to kick a 3rd time?
Well, they go to this little deep shotgun, and it will be a pooch punt. And getting it away nicely is Zach Swanson. It'll land at the 5. Can they get to it? No, it crosses the end line. But that will go as a about 44-yard punt, and it will set up the Rebels at the 15-yard line. So the Knights flip the field with the wind, and now Arcadia-Loup City backed up a bit. Tell you what, not sure where the offense is going to come from the way both these defenses are looking early.
The offense may come from the defense, Greg.
Could be.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be field position and giving yourself, if you do get a scoring opportunity, take advantage of it. But you're right.
Or an interception.
Turnover in these scenarios down here deep in the other team's territory. So now we'll see the Rebels come back again. They've been running double end set for the most part. They will send Cashlin wide to the near side. And to the wide side will be Jason Ducker, the junior. In motion goes Cashlin. They're going to hand it to Calrose straight ahead. There, Zach Swanson's holding on. Help comes. And the football away at the end was Kip Leonard. Are they going to call it or say his forward progress?
I think they had his forward progress stopped. But Kip Leonard ripped that ball out of his arms.
Not much there for Calrose again, 2 yards. But, yeah, they were very fortunate that they must have ruled that forward progress was stopped. Steve, I think that ball was stripped away before Calrose hit the ground.
It was close, yeah.
So 2nd and 8, ball at the 17. We've already played 15 minutes of football and yet to have a score. each team with 1 first down on a hot one here tonight at Rock County High School. Glad to have you with us on KBRB. Greg Kinsey, Steve Camp bringing you the call. From the shotgun is Slabashevsky. He hands it on a little end around. Who cutting it up early is Cashlin. Nice job on that little jet sweep. He just stuck a foot in the ground, cut it inside, and Cashlin's going to take a nice gain out to about the 30-yard line.
Yes.
That'll be a pickup of 13.
And the receivers did a nice job of running off the defenders, ran them down the field about 10 yards, then put their hands on them. That was a nice job, well-designed play.
Rebels get a first down to the 30-yard line, now working against this 20-mile-per-hour south breeze. Inside 9 minutes to play in our opening half of football. Coronation for Rock County be crowned after the game. In motion comes Cashlin again. They hand it right to him. Same play the other way. Tries to cut this one inside, and not much there. Cole Otten is the ball loose. The beanbag is down. Who's on it? The ball was loose. Knights signaling they have it. And it's Zach Swanson who comes out with the football.
Defense makes the offense. Here we go.
So Cashlin will get a gain of 2 and then fumbles. And somebody was in there to strip away. I think, Steve, it might have been Cole Otten who made the strip.
30. I think 30 was stripping from the backside, yes.
So that comes at the second quarter. Zach Swanson recovers a fumble. It is our first turnover, and the Knights will take over at the 31 of the Rebels.
Spread them out again. Trips to the left.
Swanson back to throw. Pressure. He rolls to his left, looking to throw. Throws it over the middle. Gets what he can. Nice catch made by Chase Kotzer. Smart play by Swanson. He wasn't going to have an alley to run, so he just dumped it, rolling to his left, throwing with his right, and he's going to get 6 yards out of that.
And a nice recognition by Chase Kotzer, not to just run down the field and become a cheerleader, but run with his quarterback. Make yourself available, 5, 6 yards. Perfect.
Yeah, that 6 yards keeps the Knights ahead of the chains down to the 25-yard line. North Central here in business midway through quarter number 2. Trips to the near side, one wide out to the far side. They bring Pruitt in motion. They're going to hand it to him on the jet sweep. He's got the corner, 20, down near the 15 before he spun out of bounds.
I like that. I like that game from him. Spread the field. Let him do his thing in open field.
So Ducker on the tackle. It will be down to the 16-yard line. That'll be a 9-yard gain for Gavin Pruitt, and the Knights with a first down are in business as they are knocking on that West Plains bank zone. They're just outside it at the 16-yard line. 7:50 to play in our first half. North Central now with its best chance to get on the board. Arcadia-Loup City had a deep drive, but the Knight defense held. Now North Central a little slow to get the play in. They're going to have to take a timeout, it looks like, as Coach Ryan Ritchie heading over to the side judge, and he's going to take the timeout with 7:52 to go in the half. We'll take one as well on a scoreless Tri-County Bank scoreboard.
Shepherd Feeding Company of Mills is an 8,000-head commercial feedlot. They also provide a market for locally grown corn and hay. When you are looking to put cattle on feed, contact Doug Shepherd at Shepherd Feeding Company, Mills, Nebraska.
This is Dave Sears, Ag Loan Officer with Homestead Bank. The ag bankers at Homestead Bank understand the risks and rewards of farming and ranching. We can help you look ahead and plan for a season of success. Stop in or call to visit one of our experienced bankers today to start your journey. Homestead Bank, member FDIC.
Well, the Ainsworth Bulldogs have jumped on Madison early. 3:05 to go in the first. Ainsworth 22-0, leading Madison for their debut at East City Park. And they were impressive last week in a win over this North Central Knight squad. And right now the Knights locked in a scoreless defensive battle with Arcadia-Loup City as each team tries to get their first W of the year. North Central is going to have the football 1st and 10 at the Rebel 16-yard line coming off the timeout. 8-0 was our last check. Donovan Trumbull leading Westhold after the Huskies picked up their first win last week. Since they've returned to 11-man, they shut out Valentine 18-0. We'll have Westhold back on the air, I believe, next week. So Swanson from the shotgun. 4 wide receivers in the formation. Kotzer in motion, back to throw. Swanson has some time, rolls to his right. Now steps up, throws over the middle, looking for Branson Anderson coverage. Pretty good back there by Cashlin. Also had Parker Slabashevsky kind of dropping back into coverage to run with the running back. But a nice throw, but good defense by Cashlin. The ball just a little bit over the outstretched arms of Branson Anderson.
Pretty nice job on behalf of the Rebel defense. They made Zach run to his right, and that throws the whole timing of the play off there. But yeah, nice penetration.
They also kind of contained him, didn't give him really a room to step up and run that ball as he did earlier in this series. Twins to the near side of the formation, one wide out, Anderson to the far side. Swanson from the shotgun has Concert's flank to his right. They'll fake the handoff, run the option. Zach's going to keep it. Not much there as he's taken down. That is Max Lewandowski with a little help from Parker Slabashevsky. He's going to be just at the 15, so just a gain of 1 for Swanson. But, Steve, 2-down territory here for the Knights at the Rebel 15-yard line.
Oh, yeah. It's all go time here.
3rd and 9 for North Central. See if they try to get something in the passing game. Look for maybe Pruitt. He's in the middle receiver, and the trips on the far side. Have Otten split to the near side. Back to throw Swanson, looking over the middle. Now has to step up, scrambles to his left, throws off across his body. Flag is down. Pass incomplete, was in the neighborhood of Otten and Pruitt. We've got a flag at the 15-yard line, and it looks like maybe a hold going to be called against the Knights, I believe.
You know, Greg, I was watching Cole Otten, who was split out here to the right. The defender was playing so far off him. Cole ran a hard slant. If they can recognize that, hopefully they can see that, get that ball to Otten. Just a quick slant. It was there because his defender was 9, 10, 11 yards away from him.
Interesting decision, Coach Ramsey Hunt. Could have been 4th and 9. Instead, they're going to back up the Knights to 3rd and about 19. Football at the 24-yard line. They can get a first down at the 5, but Knights get an extra down with the acceptance of the penalty. Would have been 4th and 9, so that's probably that's one of those kind of tweeners. Do you take it 4th and 9, or would you rather have 3rd and 19? So the Knights will send 4 wide receivers. Trips to the far side. One wide out to the near side. Looks like Pruitt. Or Kean Fisher lined up near side. Swanson back to throw, being pressured. And he's going to be buried in the backfield. Good penetration again from the right side of that defensive line. That is Max Lewandowski from the right end. He's going to drop Swanson for a loss back to the 31-yard line. That'll be a loss of 6. Second time Swanson has been sacked.
He's holding the ball too long, Greg. His receivers are running into coverage. I think they're going to have to get the ball out of his hands faster.
We'll see what North Central does here. Will they try to pooch punt it and play the field position game again with 6:25 to go in the half? It is 4th and a boatload, 4th and about 26 yards. Swanson will go from the shotgun, 4 wide receivers in the formation, back to throw, rolling to his left to buy time. He's going to launch it over the middle. It's caught. That's caught by Fisher. Now near the end zone.
He's there. He's
got it. Wow. 1 yard.
Wow, Kean Fisher just sprinted across the center of the field. Zach flushes left, finds his receiver, and then a nice finish by the freshman.
Yeah, caught that at about the 10-yard line, turned upfield, wore some contact outside the pylon, and was able to get in.
Said, look what I have, and I think I know where I need to go.
Kean Fisher on a 4th and 26. A 31-yard touchdown reception. Great throw. While he was on the move, Zach Swanson, the Knights will go for 2 games. First point.
Yeah, hit him right in the numbers.
Swanson rolls out. He's got a man deep in the back of the end zone. Pruitt sliding catch. He's got it. Knights with the 2-point play. And North Central on the board with 6:04 to go in the Tri-County Bank scoreboard. Knights get on the board with the 31-yard touchdown catch on 4th and 26. They connect junior to freshman, and the Knights get on the board.
Springview Implement and Supply. Troy Cook for all your hardware, plumbing, and electrical supplies. And Ranch Farm and Commercial Welding. Troy Cook of Springview Implement and Supply. 1 block west of the flashing light in Springview. Proud to support the North Central Knights. The staff at Tall Tales Taxidermy wishes you happy sports hunting season. They are available to help you with your trophies to add to your man room or ladies' den to show to your friends. Furry, feathery, or scaly, they do it all, and they would like to work for you. TallTalesTaxidermy.com.
When you need to find a spot at a price that's right, Ainsworth Auto Parts open weekdays 7:30 to 6 and Saturdays 8 to 4. Phone number 402-382-3600. Ainsworth Auto Parts, CarQuest Store, East Highway 20, Ainsworth.
Ainsworth Feed Processing is proud to buy corn from local farmers because the best corn in the nation makes the best pigs in the nation. And when money stays local, it multiplies time and time again, putting our local area first and feeding the world.
I'm John Schmatter with the Tri-County Bank. If you manage multiple business interests or a community organization, let us tailor an online business package that lets you fulfill your personal, business, and community responsibilities. TCB, 4 generations of helping you build your future together. Member FDIC.
Kean Fisher, a 31-yard touchdown catch on 4th and 26, delivered beautifully by Zach Swanson. Knights get on the board, and now with the win, 6:04 to play in the half. Knights will get ready to kick it away, and it will be Kean Fisher handling the kicking duty.
Zach threw that ball on the run and just put it right between the numbers, in stride. Nice pitch and catch.
Back deep for the Rebels is Callarose. Kean gets a foot into that one, end-over-end kick will come down to Callarose at about the 2-yard line. Going to turn, take it upfield, looking for a block in the middle. Breaks the tackle, trying to bounce outside. Still on his feet, finds a hole in the middle. There he goes. 35-40, he's got one man to beat. Nobody's going to catch him. Callarose takes it 78 yards, and there's an answer from the Rebels. I do not see any flags on the field, Steve.
Now
there is a block in the back. Oh, it's back all the way at the 11-yard line.
Well, and you know what, Greg? I saw Wyatt Pruitt, or excuse me, Gavin Pruitt. Gavin Pruitt ended up sliding on both knees. It wasn't much of a block in the back, but it was enough that he changed the direction of Pruitt, and I'm pretty sure that's where the call came from.
That's going to be a huge penalty. It's going to back up the Rebels inside their 10-yard line. I was looking and scanning the middle of the field, did not see any flag, and it's all the way back at the 11. He fielded that ball at the 2, and boy, when he broke those tackles up the middle about the 25-yard line, he turned on the Jets.
And that's where it was, too, right at the 11-yard line.
So they're going to mark the football at the 6. That is a huge penalty against Arcadia-Loup City when they've had trouble moving the ball, and now they're backed up to the 6-yard line against the wind, down 8-0 with 5:46 to go in the half. Now you see a young team, can they respond to that adversity, getting one called back? Slabashevsky from the shotgun will keep it on the quarterback keeper. Nothing there. Tripped up. Zach Swanson again. Tripped him up.
In there.
The backfield, not much as he falls forward for maybe a yard. Tell you what, Steve, Arcadia-Loup City really trying to utilize that quarterback run game, give themselves an extra blocker. They've got Callarose, who races out and tries to become kind of a lead fullback when they run that quarterback run game. And so far, there just hasn't been a whole lot there. He got that 117-yard run, did Slabashevsky, but other than that, there just hasn't been a lot there in the run game.
No, and then, the Knights with that 3-man front, they're crowding the line of scrimmage with those those 2 backers and those 2 corners.
And they are playing downhill. Pruitt, Kotzer, and Swanson are they're playing aggressive. And we've got a whistle. And we've got a timeout going to be taken by our North Central. Going to take the timeout on the defensive side. Knights will be left with 1. We'll take a break. Do have a score update. 24-0 Ainsworth after 1 against Madison. Westholt trails Doniphan Trumbull 8-0 after 1. Now 16-0 with 11 minutes left in the second quarter. Doniphan Trumbull up by 2 touchdowns. We'll come back with more on KBRB in a moment.
Turn your equipment into cash with Big Iron. Hi, I'm Logan Leonard, your area Big Iron sales rep, providing solid support for selling your ag, construction, and transportation equipment. No hassle, no reserves, no hidden fees, no freight costs. Call me today at 402-925-8184.
You can come to Westholt Medical Services for health care for your whole family. With a primary care clinic open 5 days a week, visiting specialists nearly every day, and a top-notch therapy and rehab facility, we have you covered for whatever comes up. 402-925-2811.
God Residual with Cooler Speed, a second-generation nutrition-first company that truly cares if you're successful. With our products from everything from mineral to cube, custom feed, consultation, effort development programs, feedstock supplier programs, we can do it all. That's Scott Rosicki with Sue their feed, 402-358-2083.
Off the timeout, 2nd and 9 for Arcadia-Loup City. They try a little counter play. Nothing doing. Is tripped up in the backfield again. It's Zach Swanson coming in on the run blitz, and he drops. Looks like Connor Slavashevsky keeping it, and Zach Swanson having none of it, and he loses 2.
Yeah, and the thing I noticed there, Jackson Halleck had the edge set, so he turned him right into Zach. But Zach's having a nice football game. Obviously, North Central saw some things maybe in their film watch that they thought they could maybe do with those linebackers, and they're having a lot of success with it right now.
They're not really worrying about Arcadia-Loup City in the passing game. You wonder if a little play action or something with those backers playing such downhill right now. They're going to keep it with Slabashevsky, and nothing there again is swallowed up by Kip Leonard and Jackson Halleck.
Yeah.
And just nothing there on 3rd and long. It's 4th down, and Arcadia-Loup City is going to have to punt it into the wind. And boy, Steve,
this is going to be good position here.
78-yard kick return called back via penalty, and now the Rebels will have to punt it away from deep in their territory as Gavin Pruitt will stand at about the Rebel 37-yard line to await a punt here from, it looks like, Slavashevsky. Comes down to Pruitt at the 37. He cuts inside and is going to be spun down. Good coverage by the Rebels. Looks like on the tackle, Logan Spatansky. Pruitt will get about a 5 or 6 yard return, but good starting field position with the wind. For the Knights, they will be set up at the 31-yard line of the Rebels. Did get a score update from KBRB AM 1400 and FM 106.3. A 3rd touchdown in the first half for Carter Nelson, and the Bulldogs lead 32-0 early in the second over Madison. 16-0 Donovan Trumbull leading West Holt early in the second quarter. Here, 3:24 to go in the half. Knights lead it 8-0. Tri-County Bank halftime show coming up. See if the Knights can put another one on the board before we get to the halftime show, as they'll go to a double tight formation, double wing. And now a whistle, and the 3rd and final timeout going to be used here by North Central. So the Knights are out of timeouts in the final 3:24 of half number 1. We'll take a break on KBRB with an 8-0 North Central lead.
Making car shopping fun again. Whether you're in the market for brand new or pre-owned, shop a great selection at William Crotter Company, where service is a family tradition. See them at 305 West Douglas in O'Neill, or you can find them on Facebook and CrotterAuto.com.
Jim Arnhold of Arnhold Insurance Agency in Bassett can provide you with health, life, and cancer insurance, Medicare supplement, nursing home, and disability coverage, business and estate planning. Give Jim a call at Arnhold Insurance in Bassett, 402-684-2901.
Count on your New Holland dealer, Sandhill Equipment of Bassett, to answer all of your farm equipment needs. They pride themselves on a hard-earned reputation for fair prices and unparalleled service. Visit them online at sandhilleq.com.
Back on KBRB as we get set to resume action here in the second quarter of this 8-man 1 game to Class D1 schools. Both 0-1, but North Central here at home on homecoming for Rock County leads the Arcadia-Loup City Rebels 8-0 and has the football in good field position. Throw it in motion. They'll fake the pitch. Back to throw. Swanson looks over the middle, has a man. That's caught by the tight end, Otten. Can't shake free. Good open field tackle out there by Cashlin, but Otten from the tight end spot will pick up a modest gain down to about the 26-yard line. Give him 5.
Yeah, it was nice pitch and catch. Nice. I like the way they set that up. Faked that jet sweep to Pruitt, and then drug the tight end across the middle.
2nd and 5. They'll send twin wide receivers, Kotzer and Fisher, to the near side. Pruitt will go into the slot on the near side, one wide out to the far side. Back to throw Swanson, rolls to his right, looking, pressured, throws it up for grabs, and it just overshoots Fisher as Swanson was taken to the ground as he let that one go. Levin Lewandowski got in there and gave him a hit as he tried to release that ball. So it overshoots Fisher, and it'll be 3rd and 5 for the Knights.
Yeah, definitely in 4-down territory. See what the Knights draw up here.
2:41 to play in the half. North Central leads 8-0. Knights winless season last year, trying to get on the board with this young group, and got a nice mixture, Steve. They had a couple of key seniors last year that got hurt. They were, a young team anyway, and a couple of your veteran seniors got hurt right away. And the Knights kind of had their lumps last year, but now they're right in position. Trips to the far side, back to throw Swanson, looking one-on-one for Fisher. Fisher pushes off, can't quite come away with it. One-on-one out there with Jason Ducker, and it'll set up fourth down. Nice ball from Swanson, but that wind at your back, the ball just sailing a little bit, and it'll set up fourth down. Fisher's got some wheels out there, and that was just a straight go route to the one receiver side with all the trips on the far side.
Yeah, he can run. There's no doubt about that. See what they do here now, 4th and 5.
Knights at the 26 of the Rebels, leading 8-0. Big stand here for the Arcadia-Loup City defense so that they don't dig themselves a big halftime hole. Twins on either side of the formation. Swanson from the shotgun. Over the middle, and it's overshot, intending on an out route for Gavin Pruitt. Boy, Swanson had time there, just overshot his receiver, did not give him a chance on that one on the out route. So the Knights will turn it over on downs, and Arcadia-Loup City gets a much-needed stop, and we'll get the football back at the Rebel 26-yard line with 2.5 minutes, and I believe a full complement of timeouts remaining. That's a big stand, Steve. You would not have wanted to fall down 2 scores if you're the Rebels heading into halftime.
No, I don't think so. Knights are out of timeouts.
I believe Rebels have all three.
All
I think so. Knights have burned all 3 of theirs. From the shotgun, Connor Slobaszewski has Calrose behind him. In motion comes Cashlin. They try the direct snap to Cashlin in motion, and it's low off his leg. Slobaszewski covers it up, but it's a loss of 3. Danger there. That's such a timing play for your center to try to hit your motioning player with the snap as he comes in motion. That is a tough play to get right. Be a loss of 3.
You're right. Everything is timing with that.
But Arcadia-Loup City, outside a couple plays in the run game and one pass, has just struggled offensively to get anything going consistently and working against the wind. Slobaszewski from the shotgun. In motion again comes Cashlin, guarded by Anderson. They'll run the option. They pitch to Calrose. Knights are there, force him back inside to the help, and he is swallowed up after a gain of about 3 or so for Calrose. Swanson, Leonard, Kotzer in there. Good play by that defensive end on this side. Was that Halleck?
Yes, it was.
That forced that back inside, did not give up the corner.
Halleck from the backside. They pursued the ball really nice, and Rebels could not get to the corner.
3rd and 11, but of course the Knights cannot stop the clock. 1:15 and counting. I would guess if you're Coach Hunt, you're probably going to keep this one on the ground, keep that clock moving when you're against the wind and deep in your territory. Back to throw. They go with a double move, looking deep for Calrose. Good coverage by Gavin Pruitt. They tried the little out and up route, and with the pump fake, Pruitt did not bite. He was step for step with Calrose, and the clock does stop, and now punting into the wind. The Knights are going to have a minute 1 and see what Pruitt can potentially do in the punt return game here. I'm kind of surprised at that. I thought with the Knights not having a timeout, they would maybe be conservative, keep that ball on the ground, but they try the double move, the out and up. The snap is low. The punt from Slobaszewski is up to the near side, and it's not going to go for very much. Maybe a 15-yard punt, and the Knights with 56 seconds left, Steve, are going to have a chance maybe to put the ball in the air a little bit again.
Exactly. I think, number 4 and number 8 are pretty big targets. I'd like to, the deep threat is obviously can be there. I'd almost like to see them run them across the middle. Get underneath that, underneath that coverage and let them use their speed in the open field.
A couple of score updates. Donovan Trumple now leads West Holt 24-0. Ainsworth 40-0. Leading Madison early in the second quarter. Swanson from the shotgun. 4 wide receivers in the formation. Looking over the middle. Got a man Pruitt. Good open field tackle by Slobaszewski there after a short gain to Pruitt. He'll gain about 3 on the completion, but a good sure tackle.
Yes, it was.
By Slobaszewski there. Pruitt has his 3rd catch, but 2nd and 7. Knights will go no huddle. And with 35 seconds left, 4 wide receivers in the formation. Trips to the far side, 1 wide out to the near side. Back to throw Swanson. Steps up, throws deep, looking for Branson Anderson, overshoots him. It'll be third down and 7 for the Knights with 26 seconds remaining in the half.
Brings up third down, 7 yards to go.
The wind is a factor, there's no doubt, Steve. When you're against
Yep.
it, it's neither team's really wanting to throw the ball much, and when you've got the wind at your back, those throws tend to sail a little bit.
They have tendency to float.
So it will be third and 7 here for the Knights at the Arcadia-Loup City 37-yard line. Again, the Knights cannot stop the clock. They've used all their timeouts. Swanson, it's Kotzer that came out. Looked like he might be dinged up just a little bit, kind of doubled over there on the sideline. 4 wide receiver set. Swanson from the shotgun. One thing I've been very impressed with, Steve, is the center exchange in that shotgun. Getting it back to Zach quickly. Throws it up for grabs. Pruitt nearly adjusted to it, guarded by Connor Slabashevsky, but it goes incomplete. Gavin saw that one in the air. It was underthrown, and he just about got himself adjusted to come back toward that football at about the 20. But instead, it's 4th and 7 with 21 seconds remaining. Guessing the Knights will probably, Steve, be aggressive here late in the half on the plus side of the field, as Arcadia-Loup City has not shown the ability to really burn the Knights deep here, working against the wind in the second quarter. So 4th and 7. See what the Knights do. They will send 4 wide receivers into the formation, twins to either side with a couple of slot receivers. Swanson again from the shotgun. Back to throw. Pocket holds, goes over the middle. That one caught. And it should be a first down to Gavin Pruitt, I believe, once again to the 24-yard line. That'll be a 13-yard gain. Knights will have to get up there quickly and probably try to either get a playoff or spike it, as at the 10-second mark, and they will spike it. So that will stop the clock with 8 seconds left.
It's like one last play for the end zone.
Well, with the wind, it'd be a 42-yard field goal. I'm not sure the Knights have anybody in the arsenal that's good from that distance. And it will be maybe 2 plays if they get one off quickly and can get out of bounds.
I don't know. 8 seconds. Boy, that melts away awfully fast.
Football at the 24 of the Rebels. Arcadia-Loup City, I'm sure, will play a deep shell here, try to keep everything in front of them here with the Knights not having a timeout. 2nd and 10 after the spike. 2nd down and 10. And from the shotgun, it will be Swanson. Back to throw, being pressured, flips it over the middle, and it's in and out of the hands of Anderson. Boy, he could have had about 10 yards and got out of bounds. Instead, now with 4 seconds left, barring penalty, this will likely be the final play of the half. So if you're the Knights, see who your tall receivers are and try to throw something deep and let them go up and get one.
Throw it to the end zone.
8-0 North Central, our Tri-County Bank halftime show coming up. The sun just about ready to tuck itself behind the trees to the west of the field here at Rock County High School. Homecoming, the king and queen for Rock County, will be announced following the completion of this game. Knights will send trips to the far side of the formation, 1 wide out to the near side, Pruitt. Swanson from the shotgun. Arcadia-Loup City's been content to just rush 3. Back to throw, Swanson has time, looking. Now we'll step into one and throw it toward the end zone, looking for Branson Anderson. Tipped away at the last minute by Cashlin. Boy, Anderson was set up initially open, and by the time the ball got there, Cashlin was able to react to it, and he knocks it away, and that's our first half here from North Central. The defenses are playing well. It's an 8-0 North Central lead. That's your Tri-County Bank halftime show. We'll come back with our TCB halftime report after these messages.
Concrete is a cornerstone of many building projects. Stewart Concrete, with locations in Atkinson, Stewart, and Valentine, can mix cement and water with all the ingredients to make the right concrete for the job. This mud's for you from Stewart Concrete, serving you from Stewart, Atkinson, and Valentine. Call 402-924-3644.
Make your lawn the envy of the neighborhood. Morrison Underground Sprinkler Service of Bassett, Matt and Trish will provide you with a free no-obligation estimate for underground sprinkler installation. Plus, they service and repair existing systems, too. Phone 402-684-3558.
Don't overload your brain circuits trying to find a qualified electrician. Make one call to Painter Electric, Randy Painter of Springview. Professional, affordable, and experienced. And he has a local phone. 402-497-2086.
Rural health care from rural roots. Better health care for your family, from clinical, obstetrical, emergency room to home care. Greater Sand Hills Family Health Care with convenient locations in Bassett, Stewart, and Atkinson.
Whether to or from the ball game, call timeout at Scott's Place in Bassett for a tank of Conoco regular, super, or diesel fuel. Faces, loaded pizza, deli sandwiches, your favorite pop or beer. Scott's Place Conoco at the junction of Highway 20 and 183 has videos, Nebraska Lottery, and Powerball, too.
Doing what's right yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Investing in our local communities is not a one-and-done project. At GJW LLC and Sand Hills Elite Genetics, they take their responsibility to produce safe food seriously, doing their best for people, pigs, and producers.
For whatever field you work in, agricultural, industrial, municipal, Terps Automotive in Bassett has you covered with parts that are built to stand up to the most demanding jobs. Get up and go with Terps Automotive Napa. Shop more, pay less at GNV's Market. They always help you stay ahead of your budget by offering the finest quality and great value. Make sure to check out this week's sales flyer. For the best service, selection, and savings, shop locally owned GNV's Market in Bassett.
A profitable livestock operation depends on the health quality of your herd. Tippeha Vet Service, Dr. Angie Painter, Springview, specializes in reproduction ultrasound of cattle and horses. For health care of large and small animals, contact Dr. Angie Painter of Tippeha Vet Service, Springview, 402-497-3574.
For proven, dependable, efficient, and long-lasting diesel power units, visit with the friendly folks at Northern Plains Supply. They're your Isuzu dealer in this area. That's Northern Plains Supply of Bassett.
Greg Kinsey, Steve Camp, welcoming you back here on our halftime show. They're going to give the teams a little extra time during the half, and boy, the sun has gone behind the trees to the west, which shades the field and gives everybody just a little bit of a sigh of relief. Still warm as we...
Do you need a coat?
No, I sure do not.
I don't either.
Head toward the 8 o'clock hour. Was just going to get you a quick update temp-wise. Down to 90. It was 95 at kickoff. South wind at 15 miles per hour. Score update across the area. Ainsworth leading Madison at last check with 10 minutes to go in the half, 40-0. And down in Doniphan tonight, Doniphan-Trumbull leading West Holt 24-0. Got a text that the Doniphan-Trumbull offensive line goes 250, 175, 240, 225, and 190, and 3 seniors. So that's a pretty good offensive line at Doniphan-Trumbull. Here, it's not been a lot of offense. We have a total for both teams combined of less than 150 yards of offense. Only one score, and that came with 6:04 to go in the second on 4th and 26. A 31-yard touchdown pass from Zach Swanson to Kean Fisher. The 2-point pass from Swanson to Gavin Pruitt. That's it for scoring. 8-0 is our score here at the half on KBRB. Halftime show brought to you by the Tri-County Bank. Well, whether you're looking to buy, build, or refinance your home, you can go local for your home needs with a stop at the Tri-County Bank. Tri-County Bank Home Mortgage Crew will help you get into the home of your dreams because of the Tri-County Bank. They're not just your lenders, they're your neighbors. So stop into one of their branches conveniently located in Stewart, Atkinson, O'Neill, and the new branch here in the new building branch here in Bassett. You can visit tcvhomemortgage.com. The Tri-County Bank, they are building your future together. Remember FDIC and are an equal housing lender. We'll take a break, come back, and go through our halftime statistics, get Steve's thoughts on this first half and what he expects to see from the coaches to make any adjustments heading toward half number 2. 8-0 North Central in a defensive slugfest leading Arcadia-Loup City here at the break.
Lewis Nursery of Springview offers North Central Nebraska customers a wide variety of flowers and vegetables. Lewis Nursery, located along East Highway 183 in Springview. David appreciated your patronage this past season, and when it's time to plant your garden in the spring, remember Lewis Nursery of Springview.
Your first choice for exceptional care is Rangeland Rehab with locations in Ainsworth and Bassett. Physical therapist Brian Doak, along with professional staff, are trained on many techniques to help improve mobility and decrease pain. For appointments, call 402-387-1600.
SB Auto Center in Springview handles all automotive repairs from minor to major. Does tire repair, has an on-location tire truck and 24-hour wrecker service. Does custom exhaust pipe bending, makes hydraulic and AC hoses, That's Hespe Auto Center, a block west and a half south of the flashing lights in Springview.
Back here on KBRB, take a look at the first half statistics. As for both teams, not a whole lot of offense. 5 combined first downs, 2 for the Rebels, 3 for the Knights, and a total of about 143 yards of offense combined. And boy, for North Central, they have done an excellent job defensively. Arcadia-Loup City quarterback Connor Slabashevsky just 1 for 5 throwing the football for 10 yards. That catch by Ryan Cashlin. Rushing-wise, 18 attempts for Arcadia-Loup City, just 35 yards. 10 rushes for 20 yards for Slabashevsky from the quarterback spot. 3 carries for 13 yards for Ryan Cashlin, mainly on jet sweeps. And 5 carries for just 2 yards for tailback Tice Callarose. So 18 rushes for 35 yards, 1 for 5 passing for 10 yards, and the game's only turnover, Zach Swanson recovered a fumble for North Central. So Arcadia-Loup City with just 45 yards of offense and 1 turnover, only 2 first downs in the game. For North Central, not a lot better. They got a little more going in the passing game. The big play, that 31-yard touchdown pass on 4th and 26 from Zach Swanson to Kean Fisher that came in the second quarter with 6:04 to go. That's the longest play from scrimmage for either team. Knights also have a 24-yard reception by Gavin Pruitt. Pruitt 4 catches for 43 yards. Fisher the 31-yard touchdown on his only reception. A catch for 6 yards for Chase Kotzer and 1 grab for 5 yards for Cole Otten. Passing-wise, Zach Swanson 7 for 18, 85 yards, 1 touchdown, and again turnover-free. The Knights rushing-wise, 11 carries, just 13 yards on the ground. 2 carries for 11 yards for Gavin Pruitt. 5 carries for just 1 yard for Chase Kotzer. 4 carries for 1 yard, including a 6-yard loss on a sack for Zach Swanson. And again, another of the big plays in that first half, 78-yard kick return by Callarose was wiped out by a block in the back. Penalty. 8-0 is your score here at the half. And again, not a lot of offense. North Central, 3 first downs. Arcadia-Loup City with 2. The Rebels have been penalized twice for 13 yards. And that second one, a big one, that block in the back, 5-yard penalty, half the distance to the goal that moved them back to the 6. North Central penalized twice for 10 yards. And again, the Rebels have the game's only turnover, a fumble recovered by Zach Swanson. Well, it's time to take a look at our keys to the second half, brought to you by Ainsworth Motors. If you're feeling a little power hungry, you can check out the inventory lineup at your Best in the West Ford store, Ainsworth Motors. East Highway 20 did see Brett's got a new batch of new vehicles in, including some fantastic best-selling trucks in America, the Ford F-Series. They are on the lot now, so check them out if you're in the market. They've got a good selection of new vehicles on the lot now for Ainsworth Motors, and, of course, we'll handle your service and your repair work as well. Financing and incentive options always available to qualified buyers at Ainsworth Motors. You can see why. The difference is the dealer on East Highway 20. We go to Steve Camp, and Steve, it's certainly been the defense, the story of the game. If you're the both coaches in our keys to the second half, what do you do to kind of find room to operate?
You got to find some offense. One thing I talked about in the pregame was time of possession. Well, I think the Knights have done a pretty nice job of keeping the ball in their control. They just have to be more efficient with every possession because we have not had very many possession changes in this game the first half, Greg. They've been, a lot of them have been some sustained drive. No big chunk plays, though. But I think if the Knights can continue to control the time of possession, they're going to be okay. And on defense, they cannot give up the big play. They've proven that the Rebels are having trouble running the ball. They can't give up that one give and go, the hitch and go pass, and that just breaks your back. For the Rebels, on the other hand, they've got to find some kind of offense. They have been pretty stubborn trying to run the ball. It's perhaps they may go to a little more of a counter game. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen much out of the counter game from either team. We saw it pretty heavily last week with the Knights. And sometimes, Greg, when you get a real aggressive defense and you get those defensive linemen that pin their ears back and come up the field, you can usually counter them all night long. But this ball game, the way it's setting up, could very well come down to who has the ball last. This is a slobber knocker.
It could be field position
Absolutely.
with the wind.
Yep.
And it could certainly also the turnovers continue to be a factor. Again, those big penalties. Again, to me, one of the biggest plays of the game was that block in the back on the 78-yard kick return right after North Central scored its touchdown. That was a chance for Arcadia-Loup City to gain the momentum right back, and they were not able to do it. So that, to me, will be one of your factors as well, as who's going to blink with the turnover, or to me, even more important, the field position game, who can take advantage of having a wind at their back.
Right, and to start the second half, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe North Central opens up receiving the football.
They will. They deferred their option.
It's very important that they be productive this opening drive. Take the ball down the field, get a score.
8-0 is our score at the break. We'll take another break, come back with more as they have an extended halftime show here tonight as they give those teams a little bit of a chance to recover from a hot first half. But nice to see the sun now setting, and we were down again to 90 degrees at last check. And it will be the Knights getting the football to start the second half.
For independent grain marketing, contact Pride Grain, located on Highway 20 between Long Pine and Bassett. They have a variety of marketing tools available to meet your individual market plan. Visit with Brad Wilkins at Pride Grain. They're proud to be a supporter of local athletics.
Tradition runs deep at the fifth-generation Smith Angus Ranch. Kent and Cameron are dedicated to providing top-quality genetics to maximize their customers' profitability. Annual bull sale at the ranch south of Bassett, the fourth Friday of March. Check out their website at smithangus.com. Take control tax season with the trusted local professionals at Best Books and More in Springview. Personal, business, and agricultural services available, and much more. Call the local experts at Best Books and More, 402-497-2724.
At West Plains Bank, we're proud to offer the financial products and services to help you accomplish your life's goals. West Plains Bank in Ainsworth and Springview, a better way to bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Your irrigation system needs are met locally by Perfect Valley Irrigation of Bassett. Perfect Valley is your Valley Center Pivot dealer. They don't just sell you a Valley system. They give you the service you have come to expect from Perfect Valley, Bassett.
Meals come together with ease and freshness when you shop at Homeland Grocery in Springview. Save money on low prices every day on lean chunks of meat, the freshest produce, plus select quality dairy. Canned and boxed goods for your family at your locally owned Homeland Grocery in Springview, proud to support the North Central Knights.
Circle B Livestock of Bassett offers a complete line of livestock needs. From feed to pharmaceuticals to livestock handling equipment. Make one stop for all your farm and ranch needs. Stop at Circle B Livestock. They are the livestock producer's friend in Bassett. From concept to completion, Hallett Construction, Scott Hallett, specializes in steel buildings, custom-built homes, additions, kitchens and bathrooms, drywall, window replacement, siding, and more. When it's time for improvements, call on Hallett Construction of Springview.
Do you know who the biggest North Central Knight fans are? Well, it's the gals at the Springview Herald, that's who. Subscribe today for one low cost and catch up on all things North Central Knights, plus so much more. The Springview Herald, proud supporter of the North Central Knights.
The Whistle Stop offers floral arrangements and gift items for any occasion. Fresh flowers and silks, plants, bouquets, sprays, and arrangements. Let the Whistle Stop in Bassett make it a memorable occasion with one of Kelly's unique creations.
Welcome you back on KBRB, FM 92, KBRB.net. Second game of our day-night doubleheader on a hot day here in north central Nebraska. Earlier it was Sumner Eddyville Miller getting to 2-0, a rated team in six-man football, holding off the Stewart Broncos 43-27. Broncos slipped to 0-2 against rated teams, but really have performed pretty well on their home field. They'll go to another rated team next week at Cody Kilgore. Last check, it was 32-0 late second quarter. Donovan Trumbull dominating West Holt after the Huskies shut out Valentine last week, and Ainsworth all over Madison 48-0 mid-second quarter in that one. We'll have a running clock from East City Park, it looks like, for the second half. Well, Steve, we'll see what adjustments were made. We've still got another 2 minutes as they put a little extra time, the 3 minutes back on the clock after an extended halftime. So we're going to take a break here from some of the folks who make these broadcasts possible as we follow the Knights throughout the fall and winter season. And again, if you want to be a part of our Sportscasters Club, just give us a call. The station, very affordable, folks. Love to have you on board as to promote your business as part of supporting the North Central Knights here on KBRB. We certainly enjoy all the support and covering the Knights near and far throughout the fall and winter season. Second half kickoff is next from Rock County on KBRB.
Buying or selling livestock is made much easier when you buy and sell with Bassett Livestock Auction. Remember, sale day is each Wednesday, so make plans to attend or call to consign your livestock. Bassett Livestock Auction. Bassett.
Stretch your hay supply with Brad Fox Grinding. Grinding hay is one of the most efficient ways to feed hay or other forages to livestock. Brad Fox provides on-site forage and grain grinding service to those who wish to make the most efficient, economical use of their available feedstuffs. Call Brad Fox today to schedule a time to stop and grind. For reliable, dependable hay grinding service, call on Brad Fox Grinding of O'Neill. Phone 402-340-4038.
Tires you deserve from people you can trust. At Rock County Tire, their sales and service team go above and beyond to help you with your tire needs. For complete tire service from start to finish, call on Rock County Tire in Bassett. Phone 402-684-2200.
We are about set for half number 2 here from Rock County High School. North Central with an 8-0 lead against Arcadia-Loup City at homecoming for Rock County and Kippahaw County High School. They'll crown the king and queen for both schools following the game. And North Central will receive to start the second half. And who's going to take the win in the third quarter? It was Donovan Trumbull's choice. It looks like they want to go against the wind in the third, so that they will have the wind at their back in the fourth. And that always is somewhat dependent on, well, is the wind going to continue at that same pace? Is it going to drop down a little bit as night approaches? The sun has set. Lights are on. We're ready for the second half of football. Is Arcadia-Loup City. We'll go north to south, from right to left, as we call it, kicking into the south breeze. It's at about 14 to 20 miles per hour. Knights will be going left to right from south to north, as we call it. Donovan Trumbull. They lead West Holt 32-0 late in the second. Ainsworth leading 40-0 over Madison in the second quarter. Rebels of Arcadia-Loup City ready to kick it away. It looks like it is Jason Ducker set to kick it off. Gavin Pruitt, the deep back, along with Chase Kotzer for the Knights. It's a squib kick, and it's going to be fielded and covered up at about the 31-yard line by the Knights. That looks like Cole Otten. And the Knights will have decent field position to start the second half at the 31-yard line. Wind at their backs, leading 8-0. That was a big stand by Donovan Trumbull. Goodness, Arcadia-Loup City. Late in the second quarter, I'm getting punchy. I'm getting
the same color.
They got a hyphen in there somewhere.
Don't get too punchy. Remember,
goodness.
I don't do play-by-play.
Yeah, about 6 hours in the heat now. Now we've got a substitution violation against North Central. Must have had too many players in the huddle, and still have 9 on the field. They've got to get somebody off the field. They've got too many guys out there. Somebody's got to come off. That's going to cost the Knights 5, a sloppy start to the second half for North Central. Wasn't a lot of penalties in that first half accepted, 2 on each team, but the big one was that block in the back on the 78-yard kick return for a touchdown by Arcadia-Loup City. So now 1st and 15 after the substitution violation. Trips to the near side, one wide out to the far side. Pruitt in motion. They will hand it to him on the jet sweep. They stopped that initially, and nowhere to go for Pruitt. Good play out there.
It really was.
Was that Slabashevsky?
I believe it was.
It was Parker that forced that back inside. And then there was help there, but just nowhere for Pruitt to get the corner.
Yeah, he did a nice job of reading it. Pruitt could not get the corner. They've done their homework on these guys.
No gains, 2nd and 15. Football at the 26-yard line. Opening minute of half number 2. North Central with that 8-0 lead. Trips to the far side of the formation. Wide out Kean Fisher to the near side. Swanson from the shotgun. Back to throw, looking left. And now steps up in the pocket, gets face masked. The flag comes in.
Yeah.
And Swanson's going to have a 5-yard gain, but boy, his whole head pulled back. We'll see if it's a 5 or a 15. That one probably,
that was kind of,
it looks like he grabbed a hold of it. Nope, they're just going to go the 5-yard face mask. So a gain of about 5 for Swanson, and then we'll tack on 5 more, and the Knights will keep the down. So that's a break for the Knights after getting behind the chains. They'll have it, when all is said and done, about 2nd and 5. Big thing keeping the down. Call it 2nd and 6. Ball at the 35-yard line. Opening minute of the second half.
To go for North Central.
Greg, I keep watching the North Central wideouts when Fisher steps out here. They're giving him a lot of room, and when he runs that hard slant across the middle, he is open. That whoever is out here, they are open the first 7-8 yards if they'll just get him the ball.
Swanson on the fake jet sweep gets taken out on the quarterback keeper by his counterpart, Connor Slabashevsky. Slabashevsky, the signal caller for the Rebels up in Swanson. I like the play design. All the action worked right, and they faked the jet sweep and run a counter with the quarterback to the left, but only a gain of 1 for Swanson, and that will set up 3rd and 5 for the Knights at their 36-yard line. They need the 39 of the Rebels to keep this opening drive of the second half moving. Played about a minute and a half here in the third quarter. 8-0 North Central, a defensive game. Less than 150 yards of total offense in that first half combined. Swanson from the shotgun brings Pruitt in motion. Back to throw. He's setting up the screen, and it's nearly intercepted. Is it picked off? No, incomplete. Diving try for Slabashevsky. I don't know who that was intended for.
Somebody was supposed to be there, and they were not there.
They're talking. It's Chase Kotzer and Zach Swanson were not on the same page on the screen. Slabashevsky nearly comes up with the interception, and instead the Knights will go into that short punt formation on 4th and 5. Now, Coach Ryan Ritchie, if he gets the look he wants, will go for this, but they do not drop anybody back, and just a pooch kick again at the 20. Bounces at the 15, inside the 10. Well done by Swanson.
Down to about the 6.
Yeah, that's a very good little pooch punt by Swanson. The danger of that, Steve, is it's about just a deep shotgun, and the chances of that ball getting blocked are substantial.
Yeah.
But that formation does not allow the defensive team to put a player back to return the punt, so you really take the return game away.
Yeah, you have to respect the fact that he'll pull it down and run, or they'll run a quick pattern off that.
You give him 8-on-7, Coach Ritchie will take his chances and find the matchup he likes.
Now the Rebels with a long field.
Yeah, ball at the 7-yard line into the wind. First down, Arcadia-Loup City, but the Rebels get a stop defensively. From the shotgun, Slabashevsky will keep it, trying to work off to the right, breaks a tackle into the middle of the field. Not much there, out past the 10 to about the 11-yard line. Looked like Branson Anderson was in there on the stop, along with Zach Swanson, and maybe a gain of 4 for Slabashevsky.
They're probably going to do more of that with Slabashevsky. They're probably going to run him a little more heavy this second half. They did have some success with that in the first half.
2nd and a short 7, long 6. For Arcadia-Loup City. Slabashevsky from the shotgun has Callarose to his right. He will run it himself and tries to get outside. Not much there. Cuts inside again. The North Central Knight defensive ends doing an excellent job setting that edge and not giving up the corners, forcing those running backs to cut back in where the help is there from the linebackers. Just 1 for Slabashevsky.
Yeah, they're solid. Otten on the right side and Halleck on the other side. They're solid.
3rd and 5. Arcadia-Loup City at its own 12-yard line needs the 17 to potentially keep this drive alive, or will be punting into a stiff south breeze. Slabashevsky will come from the shotgun, has Callarose behind him, wideouts to either side of the formation. They go on the jet sweep. Not much there, and it's Cole Otten again with some help from Kip Leonard.
Yeah. Those two just blew that up on the corner.
Cashlin may be half a yard. Really, we'll call it no gain. And it'll set up 4th and 5. And the North Central defense has been stout throughout this one.
Watch the ball.
Down 5 yards to go.
Knights do not have anybody back to receive a punt. They're going to play real punt safe here. Make sure that Arcadia-Loup City gives up the ball. Punt by Slabashevsky. Short, hangs up in the wind, and will come out of bounds to the near side. This is going to be excellent field position for North Central inside the Rebel 30-yard line. Looks like they'll mark it at the 27. Now can the Knights take advantage
Really good
with the
field
wind at
position.
their back in this great field position?
Yeah, you know what? If they need to take advantage of this, they've pinned the Rebels deep, and the Rebels have given them every opportunity. See if the Knights can take advantage of it now.
Got to credit Arcadia-Loup City's defense has kept them in this. This is a game that seems like North Central has had the upper hand in, but still just a one-score game. And that was a 4th and 26 touchdown pass. 31 yards to the freshman Kean Fisher. Twins to either side of the formation. Knights have started to just really basically run out of the spread. Back to throw Swanson. Throws the out route, and it is a one-handed grab for Pruitt. Wow, I thought that was way away from where he'd be able to do anything with it, and he reeled it in with one hand.
Nice catch.
He's only going to pick up about 4 yards, but that was an impressive one-handed catch for Gavin Pruitt. That is Pruitt's 5th catch of the game for 47 yards. 2nd down and a long 6, short 7 for North Central. They are into deep Arcadia-Loup City territory at the 23-yard line.
It's a good matchup out here with Kean Fisher.
In motion. Comes an end. They're going to keep it with a quarterback run game. Swanson into the middle, and he runs smack dab into Wyatt Steeb and is driven backwards, but a decent carry for Swanson on the little quarterback option game.
Yeah, positive yards.
Inside the 20 down to the 19. That'll be 4 more on the ground for Swanson. Set up 3rd and 2. So 2 down territory here for the Knights. At the 19-yard line, they need between the 16 and the 17 for a new set of downs and have 2 plays to do it. Now they'll come out in a bunched formation, double tight end set. Swanson will go under center with the backs in the eye. Pruitt the fullback. They'll hand it to the second back through Concert. Cuts off the block of Pruitt. He's going to be close to a first down.
I think he's going to be just short, Greg.
It is Slabashevsky again from that linebacker spot that is going to make the play on Concert. Gain of just 1, and it will be 4th and 1. Football at the 17. They need between the 17 and the 16, so 4th and just less than a yard here for North Central, and a huge play coming up for the Arcadia-Loup City defense. Down 8-0. Knights threatening. Quick snap, sneak to Swanson. Did he get enough forward? Yes, they did. They're going to mark him inside the 16, almost to the 15. Just a quick snap where you come up, goose the center, and he gives you the ball, and you just race forward.
Yeah, just follow the big boys up front.
Needed a yard, picks up 2. And the Knights get a first down to move the chains to the 15-yard line of Arcadia-Loup City. Steve, it just seems like every first down is a big
bonus.
First down in this game.
It's a bonus, absolutely. Absolutely. Boy, and the Knights are just eating the clock.
6.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Each team has had 1 possession. Knights on their 2nd possession from the shotgun, Swanson. And they try that. We've got a flag that's going to save North Central. They tried that where they run Pruitt in motion and try to direct snap, and a false start is going to keep the possession with North Central.
Wow.
That went right off Pruitt's leg on the snap and was recovered by one of the Rebels. That is going to be a break for North Central that they're flagged for a 5-yard penalty there.
Boy,
that is just a dangerous play that takes so much precision timing with your center to snap that to a flanker that's in motion full speed. That is just a tough play to make.
It is. It's good if it works, but boy, it's a wreck when it doesn't.
1st and 15 after the penalty that saved the possession for the Knights. In motion again. This time they'll keep it on the option. Swanson ahead, breaks 1 tackle, and another, and he's inside the 15-yard line, gets the penalty yardage back. Boy, Zach slid through about 3 different tackle attempts to get about 5 hard-earned yards on that first down run.
Yes, he did. And Lewandowski was a heat-seeking missile coming in there. It's a good thing Zach was on his way down because Lewandowski was going to crack him a good one.
2nd and 10 for North Central at the Rebel 15-yard line. Knights lead it 8-0 in a low-scoring defensive battle here, and now we've got a player that drops for Arcadia-Loup City, and we started to see that in the Stewart game. Had 1 player for Sumner Eddyville Miller looked like maybe passed out after a play. Had a couple players from Stewart that you could see were ill from the heat, and we have our first injury timeout of this one. Injury timeouts brought to you on KBRB. by Rangeland Rehab. At Rangeland Rehab, physical therapist Brian Doak, along with professional staff, are trained on many techniques to help improve mobility and decrease pain from shoulders, neck, back, hips, knees, and feet. They also help with a variety of balance issues, strengthening, whether the injury occurred on the playing field, at work, or at home. Give Rangeland Rehab a call at 387-1600, offices in Ainsworth and Bassett. We will take a break as the Arcadia-Loup City coaching staff tends to an injured Rebel. 8-0 our score on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard. 5:26 remaining in quarter number 3.
Your Zematic by Lindsay dealer offers replacement parts for any brand of pivot, installation and training, superior service when you need it.
Your local Zematic by Lindsay dealer is Ainsworth Electric Motors, located just 1 mile east of Ainsworth on Highway 20. Call 387-1071.
Get the lawn you've always dreamed of with K-Lawn. Daniel and Matt will make sure your lawn gets exactly the treatments it needs, exactly when it needs them, all season long. Having a beautiful lawn is easy and affordable with K-Lawn of Bassett, 402-684-3557.
Parker Slabashevsky, the injured Rebel, is able to walk off under his own 2 legs there. Is on 2nd and 10. It'll keep it with Kean Fisher taking that snap from the quarterback spot. The freshman, not much there, maybe a yard for Kean. And another tackle for Connor Slabashevsky, the quarterback. Not sure on the quarterback side of things, but he is playing a fantastic game, Steve.
He is.
On the defensive side from that linebacker spot.
He definitely is.
3rd and 9, 2-down territory here for the Knights. Ball at the 14 of the Rebels. They can get a first down at the 5. Trips to the far side of the formation. Lone wide out, Fisher to the near side. Back to throw. Swanson being pressured, steps up in the pocket, scrambles left, sheds a tackle, and is down near the 10-yard line. Gets some of the needed yardage. Another tough 4 hard-earned yards for Zach Swanson. Steve, I already have Zach with 6 carries here in the 3rd quarter after he had 4 in the first half. They've been using him more in the run game.
Right.
He's going to set up 4th and 5.
Yeah, 4th and 5 at about the, 10-yard line?
10-yard line. Huge play for the Arcadia-Loup City defense here. If they can get a stop, they've melted most of the quarter with the Knights having the wind at their back. But, boy, the Knights knocking on the door in the West Plains Bank zone at the 10-yard line of the Rebels. 4th and 5, Twins to either side. Back to throw Swanson, looking over the middle, now flushed. Steps up in the pocket, hit as he throws, and it's knocked down. Great play defensively again by Arcadia-Loup City. That one, it looked like, Steve, was Max Lewandowski that got in there and made the hit.
I believe so. They're just taking too long. You know, they're rushing 3, dropping 5, and they're taking too long for the receivers to get open. It's just, it's got to be quicker, got to be faster.
You know, Dylan Benamarito, who Zach had a big connection with last year on some deep plays and a speed receiver, he's not been in uniform yet this year, nursing an injury. That kind of shortens the field a little bit for the Knights without that deep ball stretcher. So the Rebels get a stop now. They come out in a 4-wide set. Twins to either side. Back to throw Slabashevsky looking over the middle. Diving catch made by Cashlin near the first down sticks. Good play by Cashlin going down on a dive to catch that one. He's going to pick up about 9 yards, it looks like, for Cashlin. Set up 2nd and 1, throwing against the wind.
Yeah, see if they start to open it up through the air now. They haven't had much success running the ball, so try to throw the ball.
That was just the 2nd completion for the Rebels. Both of them to Cashlin for 19 yards, 2nd and 1. But here's where Arcadia City likes to be, is ahead of the chains. It opens up the run and the pass game. 2nd down and short, double tight end set for Arcadia-Loup City. 4 minutes remaining in the 3rd of an 8-0 North Central lead. They'll keep it with Slabashevsky, and he is hit immediately and buried. That looked like Jackson Halleck again, and when you run into number 11 in black, you just don't go forward very much. It will be a 2-yard gain and enough for a first down for Slabashevsky. So Arcadia-Loup City moves the chains just past the 20-yard line. That is their first down of the second half. 3rd of the game. Knights have just 4 first downs. First down at the 21 for Arcadia-Loup City. 3:35 to go in the 3rd, trailing 8-0.
There's that spread formation again.
Twins to either side. Back to throw Slabashevsky. Being pressured, steps up, looking to the outside, overshoots. Callarose, the intended receiver. Gavin Pruitt was right there in coverage. And 2nd down and 10 now for Arcadia-Loup City. Steve, I've been impressed with this North Central defense.
Yeah, you know, they they're an active physical bunch, and they fly around the field. And it starts up front. It starts up front with pressure, but on the backside, they've got some kids that can cover. Now, I did notice something, Greg, and if the coaches noticed that the Rebels had 2 receivers come across the middle of the field, and only 1 defender was there. So out of that same spread formation, look for him to go back to that across the middle of the field.
From the shotgun, they bring Cashlin in motion. Calrose low snap, looking to his left. Now throws it over the middle.
Right there.
One-handed catch made, and with some running room is a big fella down the sideline. That is Logan Carlson, the end. And from the 21-yard line, Carlson takes it all the way inside the North Central 25, down to the 22-yard line. That will go for 37 yards, by far the biggest play for Arcadia-Loup City in this game. 37 to the big end, and just as you said,
exactly
Steve,
what I saw in
right
the
over the middle.
Play. They ran 2 across the middle, and there was 1 defender there.
Arcadia-Loup City in business
They're
now.
going to come right back to it because they're spreading the field.
North Central 22-yard line. First down, under 3 minutes to go. They roll the snap back to Calrose, looking over the middle, now pressured. Going to flush, steps into the middle. He's got a hole.
That's where
he goes inside the 10. He's going to take it in 22 yards, and just like that, as they have struggled all game offensively, a 37-yard pass play, and then quarterback Connor Slabashevsky straight up the middle on a flushed quarterback keeper. Takes it in, and now a chance to tie it with a 2-point conversion.
And, you know, we talk about extra points all the time. These are huge right here.
So the Rebels will line up to try for the tying 2-point play. Wide receivers to either side of the formation. Slabashevsky will keep it straight ahead, and he's headed toward that goal line. No, he does not get in. The Knights will keep the lead. But how about that, Steve? Arcadia-Loup City on 2 plays just picked up more yardage than they had the rest of the game.
They found something. They found something, Greg. Now it's going to be up to North Central to make an adjustment.
Tri-County Bank scoreboard, Arcadia-Loup City back within a pair, 8-6, as we come back with more homecoming for North Central on KBRB.
Three River Communications strives to better serve their customers of North Central Nebraska with the latest fiber technology, offering up to 1 gig internet speed, high-definition cable TV, and local and long-distance telephone service. Three River Communications, your local service provider.
Year after year, you can rely on the approachable team at Rock County Agronomy Service. They're your one-stop shop for all your ag needs, chemical, fertilizer, and propane, always backed by outstanding service and competitive prices. Rock County Agronomy Service in Bassett.
Shepherd Feeding Company of Mills is an 8,000-head commercial feedlot. They also provide a market for locally grown corn and hay. When you are looking to put cattle on feed, contact Doug Shepherd at Shepherd Feeding Company, Mills, Nebraska.
Arcadia-Loup City finds something over the middle with a 37-yard pass play and then a 22-yard scamper for quarterback Connor Slabashevsky. Halftime score, Ainsworth 64-0 over Madison at the half. 32-0 at the half. Doniphan Trumbull leading West Holt down in Doniphan. 2:46 to go. North Central with the stop on that 2-point play maintains a lead, but the Knights running out of time with the wind at their back. It'll be the Rebels kicking it away. That's Ducker on the kick. Short kick, onside. Who's got it? It's loose. There is a pile-up board. I think the Knights kept it. A little onside squib kick.
I think Caulfield got on that.
It looked like number 12. It was Colin Hagan, a freshman. It bounced off him initially right about midfield, and he was able to just at the last second dive on the football. Wow. North Central keeps it, but how about Arcadia-Loup City? 3 first downs, Steve, on that drive. That's more than they had the entire game.
Yeah, and then roll the dice with an onside.
North Central will start with good field position at midfield. Can they take advantage? Leading 8-6. 2:39 to go in the third. Arcadia-Loup City will have the wind at its back in quarter number 4. Knights, you mentioned how many times have North Central been inside the 25-yard line of the Rebels in just the one score?
Got to convert those to points.
In motion comes Pruitt. They'll keep it with Kean Fisher as he works toward the near side. He's going to get buried out of bounds after a short gain. That was Max Lewandowski that welcomes the freshman to varsity football there with a big hit out of bounds as he went toward the sideline. Just a gain of 1 for Kean.
And you know, Greg, There's a little fire lit underneath the Rebels right now. There's a little fire on that defensive side.
You know, they had that kick return touchdown called back that kind of just seemed like it shook them a little bit. But, boy, after those two big plays and the offense finally getting something going, now right back in it are the Rebels. 2nd and 9, 2:33 to play in the third. Swanson from the shotgun. Brings in motion Pruitt. And we'll run the option, pitch it back to Kotzer. Nothing doing outside it. There is Slabashevsky again from that linebacker spot. He's going to drop Kotzer for a loss in the option game. Back behind the 40-yard line. He'll lose about 3, or we'll call it 4 yards back to the 37.
Well,
played that option well.
Yeah, he did. He came up and filled the hole and made a nice play on Kotzer. Just no place for Chase to run.
And now North Central looks a little out of sorts offensively.
And behind the chains.
Under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter in an 8-6 game here on KBRB. Knights will spread things out with 4 wide receivers in the formation. Trips to the far side. Swanson from the shotgun. Back to throw. Pocket hold. Steps up over the middle. Looking, and it's overthrown and intercepted. Intercepted by Callarose up the near sideline and is taken out of bounds at about midfield. And there is the first turnover of the game for North Central. Comes with 1:40 to go in the third. And it is Tice Callarose with an interception. That ball intended for Branson Anderson and just overthrown.
Ball floated. Overthrew him.
Now, and you're right, the momentum has squarely changed.
Absolutely. It's a whole different Rebel football team now.
See if they go right back over the middle in the passing game here if the Knights have made an adjustment.
Well, you know number 20 is going to carry it.
Slabashevsky from the shotgun. Twins to the far side, and now North Central is going to take a defensive timeout as maybe going to try to work on an adjustment here against those plays over the middle. But now it's Arcadia-Loup City with a little bounce in its step. 8-6 on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard. Rebel football at midfield after the night turnover. Minute 40 in the third quarter.
The ag bankers at Homestead Bank understand the risks and rewards of farming and ranching. We can help you look ahead and plan for a season of success. Stop in or call to visit one of our experienced bankers today to start your journey. Homestead Bank, member FDIC.
Springview Implement and Supply. Troy Cook for all your hardware, plumbing, and electrical supplies. And Range Farm and Commercial Welding. Troy Cook of Springview Implement and Supply. 1 block west of the flashing light in Springview. Proud to support the North Central Knights.
Troy Cook, Springview Implement, bringing you the broadcast here on KBRB and to all of our North Central sportscasters as we follow the Knights throughout the fall and winter season. Minute 40 in the third quarter. Arcadia-Loup City off a touchdown, gets a turnover. And now at the midfield stripe, off the North Central timeout. See if the Knights start sinking those linebackers a little bit instead of playing so aggressively downhill. Back to throw Callarose. Looking deep over the middle. Hit as he throws it over the head of intended receiver Jason Ducker. And a big shot Callarose took at the as he let that ball go. I think it was Jackson Halleck.
It was.
That hit him right square in the back as he released that football. So 2nd and 10 at the midfield stripe. Rebels will have the wind here shortly. 1:35 to go in the third quarter. They're playing against the wind and have outscored the Knights 6-0 in this quarter. Twins to either side of the formation. Slabashevsky from the shotgun, alone in the backfield. Low snap. Goes over the middle, looking outside. That's caught by Cashlin. Good, sure, one-on-one tackle outside by Branson Anderson. Cashlin with his third catch. It will go into North Central territory at the 34-yard line. It's a pickup of 6.
Going to bring up a third, not a long 4. Well, 3rd and 4.
Yep, 3rd and 4. Probably 2-down territory potentially here for the Rebels. Minute 10 and counting here in the third quarter. Rebels with the momentum, down 8-6. They trailed 8-0 at halftime. And will have the wind at their back in the fourth quarter. 4 wide receivers in the formation. Both teams deciding to just spread the other defense out as the inside run game has not been there. Back to throw. Slabashevsky looking over the middle. He's got a receiver. That's caught by Ducker. And he is spilled inside the 30 down to about the 26-yard line. Atwood Albright on the tackle, but Ducker on the catch will pick up 9 yards, and the Rebels move the chains.
Yeah, well, here, Greg, they've proven they can throw the ball over the middle. Here's where those 3 guys up front have got to pin their ears back and be coming hard. They've got to force him to do something other than just plant and throw because he'll pick them apart.
4 first downs in this third quarter for the Rebels against the wind. They had 2 first downs the entire first half. Now in business inside the North Central 30 at the 26-yard line. Final 20 seconds, quarter number 3. Slabashevsky from the shotgun, and there's going to be an offside penalty, I believe, on Swanson.
No, I think
as he got into the neutral zone, I think
the right guard jumped.
Yeah, I'm not so sure Swanson wasn't in the. Nope, you're right.
Right guard jumped.
Give it to the former official. He got me on that one. I thought maybe Swanson got into the neutral zone on the run blitz that caused the movement, but it will now depend. Now they got another official that might have saw something the way I saw it. Steve is now they are talking it over to see was Swanson in the neutral zone when the lineman moved, and that is the conversation now. We'll see if they change this call. I was going to give you credit, but now you're looking a little nervous.
Silence is golden.
They are going to march it off against the Rebels. So
Bam!
Steve is 1 for 1 on me in this 2023 fall season.
But who's keeping track?
Right, exactly. So the Rebels now behind the chains. 1st and 15. The penalty pushes it back to the 30-yard line. But that's going to bring the third quarter to a close. And we've got a tight one here at Rock County High School Homecoming 2023. The Rebels outscore the Knights 6-0 against the wind. We'll have the wind at their back for the final 12 minutes. Knights clinging to a 2-point lead on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard.
The staff at Tall Tales Taxidermy wishes you happy sports hunting season. They are available to help you with your trophies to add to your man room or ladies' den to show to your friends. Furry, feathery, or scaly, they do it all, and they would like to work for you. TallTalesTaxidermy.com.
When you need to find a spot, how to fight the right.
Ainsworth Auto Parts open weekdays 7:30 to 6 and Saturdays 8 to 4. Phone number 402-382-3600. Ainsworth Auto Parts, CarQuest Store, East Highway 20, Ainsworth.
Ainsworth Feed Processing is proud to buy corn from local farmers because the best corn in the nation makes the best pigs in the nation. And when money stays local, it multiplies time and time again, putting our local area first and feeding the world.
I'm John Schmatter with the Tri-County Bank. Do you manage multiple business interests or a community organization? Let us tailor an online business package that lets you fulfill your personal, business, and community responsibilities. TCB, 4 generations of helping you build your future together. Member FDIC.
We've got ourselves a tight game here to start the fourth quarter between a pair of teams searching for their first victory. Arcadia-Loup City trailing North Central 8-6 to start the fourth quarter. 1st and 15 at the Knight 30-yard line.
Yeah, and they've opened it up through the air, and now they've got the wind.
3 wide receivers back to throw. Slabashevsky being pressured, scrambles out to his right, looking to run. Nothing there. Boy, going high for a face mask. Is that what Albright? As that is going to be a face mask as Slabashevsky gets just a couple of yards, but just it's a 5-yard one, but that's when Atwood comes in up high and just has an arm out, caught the face mask. So about a 3-yard run for Slabashevsky, and then they're going to tack on 5 with the penalty. So the Knights give the penalty yardage lost right back. 3rd penalty of the second half, 5th of the game against North Central. The Rebels will keep the down, and it will be 1st down at about the...
Looks like about the
I think 15. It was a 5-yard face mask. Boy, that's too many yards. That is... Oh, it was a personal foul. Okay, so it's a half the distance to the goal penalty. So, okay, did not see they called the personal foul side.
Yeah.
And it's going to be down to the 14-yard line, so that'll be a 14-yard penalty.
14-yard line.
And I guess they did call that a personal foul variety. I thought initially they didn't signal personal foul. But anyway, 4 wide receivers set inside the West Plains bank zone. Slotowski back escapes, and now he gets to the outside and uses that speed, tackled by Gavin Pruitt. But the Knights looked like they had him dead to rights back outside the 20-yard line. He got away from 2 North Central defenders barreling up the middle at him. And he gets inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line. He's going to pick up 7 yards.
You know, Greg, you got to credit the Rebel football team. They've made some nice adjustments in this second half. They found something that works, and they've exploited it.
2nd and about 3 now for the Rebels at the 8-yard line in North Central. They can get a 1st down just inside the 5 in the West Plains Bank Zone trying to take the lead. They trailed 8-0 at halftime, now down 8-6. And they'll send 4 wide receivers, twins to either side into the formation, see if it's quarterback run game. They will just keep it straight ahead with Slabashevsky, and he's in untouched. You could see that coming as they just spread the Knights out and opened them up. And that is an 8-yard touchdown run, his second of the second half for Connor Slobashevsky. And all of a sudden, the Rebels are on top for the first time with 10:58 remaining in the game.
Extra points are huge here. This puts them up a touchdown.
So Slobashevsky from the shotgun. Again, 4 wide receivers in the formation. See if they just do the same thing, quarterback run game. Nope, instead they're going to throw out to the right. And that one's knocked down by Gavin Pruitt. So another 2-point pass fails. Second touchdown run of the half for Connor Slobashevsky. And the Rebels are in the lead for the first time on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard. It is 12-8, Arcadia-Loup City on top here on KBRB.
Turn your equipment into cash with Big Iron. Hi, I'm Logan Leonard, your area Big Iron sales rep, providing solid support for selling your ag, construction, and transportation equipment. No hassle, no reserves, no hidden fees, no freight costs. Call me today at 402-925-8184.
You can come to West Hope Medical Services for health care for your whole family. With a primary care clinic open 5 days a week, visiting specialists nearly every day, and a top-notch therapy and rehab facility, we have you covered for whatever comes up. 402-925-2811.
Scott Rosicka with Soother Speed, a second-generation nutrition-first company that truly cares if you're successful. With our products and everything from mineral to cube, custom feed, consultation, effort development programs, feedstock supplier programs, we can do it all. That's Scott Rosicka with Soother Feeds, 402-358-2083.
Well, North Central not lining anybody back deep with a kick with the wind.
He's up at the 25-yard line.
And he's going to squib it, and it goes toward the sideline. And Knights will have to cover it up. It did not get out of bounds, and it was covered by Branson Anderson. Knights will take over against the wind at their 27-yard line. And now, Steve, North Central down for the first time in the game. Can the Knight offense answer the bell with 10:56 to go and in a 4-point hole?
Yeah, you know, they need to be way more efficient than they've been so far this second half. See if they can put together a drive.
Not been much there in the run game. They had some success in the passing game. They'll bring in motion Pruitt, toss to him. Boy, good pursuit by Arcadia-Loup City. Nothing there. As looks like Cashlin, and again, Connor Slobashevsky that knocks Pruitt out of bounds for a loss of 2, and the Knights really struggling to find any continuity offensively. 6 first downs in the second half for Arcadia-Loup City, just 1 for North Central, about a complete reversal of the first half. 2nd and 12, North Central at the 25, and again working against what is still a pretty stiff south breeze, and now down by 4. Knights have had several chances inside the 25-yard line of the Rebels, but have come away with just 8 points. Swanson from the shotgun, back to throw, steps over the middle. He's got a man, Gavin Pruitt, knocked away at the last minute by Ducker. The pass just hung up in the wind a little bit, and it let Ducker catch up to Pruitt.
Nice defensive play by Ducker. Got a hand on the ball. Pruitt was open coming across the middle.
And just one of those where you're throwing against the wind. That ball hung up just enough to let Ducker close in as Pruitt had to slow up to try to wait for it at about midfield. 3rd and 12, Knights down by 4 and in a hole behind the chains on 3rd down in their own territory. They'll send wide receivers to either side of the formation. One wide out in the slot to the near side from the shotgun. Swanson back to pass. Pressured, gets it away, looking for Pruitt. Stays, he had the feet in bounds, couldn't hang on to the football. He tried to plant the feet in bounds and then make the catch as he was leaning out of bounds. He did the foot plant, but he just couldn't come up with a football.
So close.
That was at the Arcadia-Loup City 36-yard line. Now 4th and 12, and the Knights look like they'll go into that short punt formation. Now a whistle and a quick timeout taken by Coach Ramsey Hunt of the Rebels. But the Knights, with 10:06 to go, are down 12-8 on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard. Timeout on the field.
Making car shopping fun again. Whether you're in the market for brand new or pre-owned, shop a great selection at William Crotter Company, where service is a family tradition. See them at 305 West Douglas in O'Neill, or you can find them on Facebook and CrotterAuto.com.
Jim Arnhold of Arnhold Insurance Agency in Bassett can provide you with health, life, and cancer insurance, Medicare supplement, nursing home, and disability coverage, business and estate planning. Give Jim a call at Arnhold Insurance in Bassett, 402-684-2901.
Steve, you have to give a lot of credit to this Arcadia-Loup City defense. They have made things very difficult on North Central in this second half offensively. Knights, I think their longest play from scrimmage in this second half has been 5 yards.
Yeah. And I mentioned it before. They really have made some nice adjustments, and that's what it's all about, and North Central just cannot find any momentum.
Knights have Swanson in the deep shotgun. He will punt it away. Good punt on a short drop. Just almost
nice
a push
spiral
punt, but into the wind. That's going to go all the way back inside the 20. That's a big punt for North Central to flip the field. And we'll see if the Knight defense can get the Rebels stopped, as Arcadia-Loup City has really found something offensively in the second half. They are 4 for 6 passing in this second half and have thrown it for close to 60 yards, 61 yards after just 1 for 5 for 10 yards in the first half. And Slabashevsky has been basically every carry rushing-wise in the second half, along with playing a fantastic linebacker for the Rebels. Slabashevsky from the shotgun, 4 wide receivers, just quarterback, keep up the middle, swallowed up by Kip Leonard.
Nice
from
play.
the nose tackle spot.
Nice job. Kip got off his block and made a nice tackle.
Drops Slabashevsky for a loss of a yard. The nose tackle gets in there to put the Rebels behind the chains at the 19-yard line, 2nd and 11. Arcadia-Loup City, 2 second-half touchdowns to take the 12-8 lead. North Central led at the half, 8-0. Knights just 1 first down in the second half. Rebels will take their time, 9 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. The 5-second count about to start. It is on. They'll bring in Mosen. Caslin, I'm not sure he's going to get this off. They do just before. They'll swing it out into the flats to Calrose. Breaks a tackle, tiptoes up the sidelines. And he's got a short gain. He was able to get past Swanson before he tiptoes his way out of bounds for a short gain of about, we'll call it 4 yards to set up 3rd and 7.
Yeah, this is a big third down for North Central defensively. They get a stop here, they're going to get the ball back and maybe put together that drive. On the other hand, it's a big third down for the Rebels.
About 7.5, the ball resting between the 22 and 23. They need the 30 for a new set of downs, approaching the 9-minute mark.
Probably going to keep it in 20's hands.
In motion comes Cashlin. Back to throw is
Slabashevsky's
pressure. They got him in the backfield. And that was
Colin Hagan.
Yes, it was a freshman.
Colin Hagan wreaked havoc into the backfield.
He got a hold of Slabashevsky, and then Jackson Halleck cleans it up along with Leonard. That'll be a loss of 3 on the sack and set up 4th down, and the Knights make a stop. And now Gavin Pruitt will go back into punt formation. Gavin's got to realize they're punting with the wind. He's standing at midfield. He needs to back up about 10 yards. As it will be, it looks like, is it Slabashevsky that's going to punt? Too many players on the field for the Rebels. The punt is away. Low driving kick. Pruitt's going to field it at the 20. To the 25. Gets outside 30. Cuts it outside 35 and is tripped up there. In on the tackle was, looks like Parker Slabashevsky.
Nice return.
Yep, 15-yard return for Gavin Pruitt, and the Knights set up at their 35-yard line. 8:14 to go, down by just 4. Led 8-0 at the half. You're right, Steve. Could this game come down to that one successful 2-point conversion in the first half?
Yeah.
Arcadia-Loup City 0 for 2 on their point-after touchdowns. And the Knights successful on their only attempt, but the Knights have to find something offensively. See if they try to go with the deep ball. Got Anderson to the far side, Pruitt to the near side. One back Kotzer lined up next to Swanson. On first down, they'll hand it to Kotzer. Fake reverse. Now it is a reverse to Pruitt. nothing doing as he spilled in the backfield.
Boy.
The reverse just slow developing. Calarose comes in there and drops Pruitt for a loss of 5.
Yeah, that
on the play
Too much
you're
side
right.
to side.
It just took way too long to develop.
Yeah, a lot of side
so
to side
much
running.
penetration out of the white jerseys.
So now the Knights behind the chain, 2nd and 15, and you see they're going deep into the playbook, trying to find something that works here. And we're going to have a whistle, maybe a clock. No, they're going to bring in the back judge. Be 2nd and 15 at the 30-yard line. Well, Steve, we've got the tight game tonight. The last check, it was West Holt trailing Doniphan Trumbull 32-0 at the half from Doniphan. Huskies in danger of dropping their first game of the year. And it was Ainsworth dominating Madison 64-0 at the half from East City Park. They're going to check the clock. 7:54 is what they want on the clock. So they're going to take 20 seconds off of the clock. And it will be the ball ready for play with a moving clock here for 2nd and 15. Knights will send trips to the far side of the formation. One wide out here to the near side. Can someone win one-on-one with a deep ball against the wind? In motion. They'll hand it off on a jet sweep to Pruitt, and he is going nowhere, breaking off from his blocker and making that initial stick right away was Max Lewandowski from that right defensive end spot. And just nothing there side to side.
No, again, there's just too much penetration. The Knights are not able to handle the line of scrimmage. That's why things are going to have to be fast. They're going to have to be quicker. Get the ball out of Zach's hands.
Do see Hunter Craven out there for the Knights now on the offensive line here in this series, as he will handle the snapping duties on 3rd and 17 as the clock approaches 7 minutes. Knights running out of time. 3rd and extremely long. Playing 4 back defensively. Swanson's going to look for Pruitt. Can't make the diving catch near the first down sticks as the ball again just hanging up in the wind, and the Knights are going to have to punt it away and rely on the defense to give them another crack at it here late. With 6:56 to go, Arcadia-Loup City trailing 8-0 at halftime, has put up 2 scores here in the second half, held the Knights to just 1 first down. And North Central will go into that deep shotgun with Swanson. I would be surprised if Arcadia-Loup City didn't try to get some pressure on this one. They did, and they just blew up the center of that line of scrimmage, and nowhere for Swanson to try to punt that football. It's only going to go for about an 8 or 9 yard punt. I thought that, they've seen that formation now several times, and the adjustment you make is you put pressure immediately into the center of the line of scrimmage when that punter
pushing back
is nowhere. He just doesn't have that yardage to work with when he just tries to take that one step and punt it, and he had somebody right on him as he tried to punt that football, one of his own linemen that got pushed back right into him. So now the Rebels take over in North Central territory at the 37.
See if they stay aggressive or if they go vanilla.
6:48 to play. Knights with a couple of timeouts remaining. Have had to use one, I believe, in this half. Back to throw, looking to set up the screen. They get it out there and not able to shake a tackle. Good play by Swanson on the screen pass that was complete to Logan Carlson, but only a gain of 3 on the play. So not much there for the Rebels.
7 yards to go.
Carlson with his second catch had that big one for 37 yards that set up the first touchdown by Slabashevsky.
But the clock keeps running.
6:15 and counting in a 12-8 game. Arcadia-Loup City on top here on the road. North Central's homecoming, King and Queen for Rock County and Kippaha County, will be crowned at the conclusion of our game. 3 wide receivers make it 4 in the formation, twins to either side. Slabashevsky in the backfield alone. He's waiting to see that official put up the 5-second count. Back to throw, being pressured. Pump fake over the middle. That one in and out of the hands.
Defensive play.
Intended for Ducker, and that was Atwood Albright back there defensively to force the incompletion. Stops the clock with 5:52 to go. And now a huge third down for the Knight defense at the 34 of North Central. 3rd and 7 for Arcadia-Loup City. Quarterback run game maybe here, Steve?
I keep it in 20's hands. Keep it in 20's hands. I wouldn't throw it.
Slabashevsky has 9 carries this half and 19 for the game. Yards have been tough to come by on the ground. Calrose does not have a carry, the tailback, in this second half. Slabashevsky back to throw, pressured up the middle, rolls to his right. Now back over the middle. Pass is caught by the end. It's a first down and out of bounds. Goes for the third time, Logan Carlson. They found something with the end, and that will go from the 37 down to the 22. That is 15 yards.
That was a blown
and a first
coverage.
down.
I think I think the corners got caught looking into the backfield, Greg, watching him scramble. Lost track of their man.
Clock stopped with 5:52. Fresh set of downs for Arcadia-Loup City. Knocking on the door again at the North Central 22-yard line, leading 12-8. Do the Knights have one more stand to try to get the ball back into their offense's hands? Slabashevsky from the shotgun keeps it, tries to follow a block, and is taken down immediately. Gavin Pruitt knifes in there to drop Slabashevsky after about a 2-yard gain. We'll set up second down at the 15-yard line. They need the 7 for a first down. 5:30 and counting. Again, North Central has a couple of timeouts remaining. Still plenty of time if they can make a stop. It's a 4-point game.
Rebels in no hurry.
They're going to stay in the huddle. Now they break it, and Slabashevsky will just wait until he sees that back judge put up and start counting the final 5 seconds of the play clock. 4 wide receiver set. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. They're going to get it off.
He did
no,
not.
They are not. It is going to be a 5-yard delay a game.
He did not get that off. They took
a timeout right at the last second. Good timeout from Coach Ramsey Hunt. He was watching the same thing we were watching.
Yes, he was.
That back judge counting it down. Timeout Arcadia-Loup City, 5:04 to go on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard. Rebels lead the Knights 12-8.
Count on your New Holland dealer, Sandhill Equipment of Bassett, to answer all of your farm equipment needs. They pride themselves on a hard-earned reputation for fair prices and unparalleled service. Visit them online at sandhilleq.com.
Concrete is a cornerstone of many building projects. Stewart Concrete, with locations in Atkinson, Stewart, and Valentine, can mix cement and water with all the ingredients to make the right concrete for the job. This mud's for you from Stewart Concrete, serving you from Stewart, Atkinson, and Valentine. Call 402-924-3644.
Well, glad to have you back on the microphone, Steve Camp. You caught one with Cody last week on this North Central team taking on Ainsworth. And after another afternoon broadcast, it's Stewart. Nice to have a second voice on the air tonight with me.
Yeah, it's fun to do. It's just fun to watch the kids play the game and still kind of be a part of the Friday night lights.
You bet. 2nd and 8 for the Rebels of Arcadia-Loup City on the road. 2 touchdowns in this second half to take a 12-8 lead. They're at the North Central 20-yard line. Slabashevsky from the shotgun. He will hand it off to Calrose, his first carry of the second half. He gets outside, and he's down at about the 15-yard line. Just used enough speed to get around the edge as he got just past the outstretched arms of Cole Otten.
Yep.
And he's going to pick up 5 yards and set up a big 3rd and about 2.
Yeah, that was a big run. That was a quick run.
On the play brings up
Call it 6 for Calrose as Slabashevsky got 2 on first down. 3rd and 2 in the West Plains Bank zone at the North Central 15-yard line. Huge stand needed now for the Knights. Down 4 clock, inside 4.5. The Rebels will wait to see that 5-second count start ticking down before they set it up to snap. Slabashevsky from the shotgun. Knights show run blitz up the middle. Flag down, and Calrose moved early.
He couldn't stop the lean. He was leaning, and he couldn't stop himself.
Arcadia-Loup City, that will cost them 5. And a big 5 yards it is, makes it 3rd and 7 now. And with 4:16 to go, the Rebels back to the huddle. So the clock stops after the false start. Ball resting just inside the North Central 20. They need between the 12 and 13 for a first down, 3rd and 7. 2 down territory for Arcadia-Loup City in a 4-point lead. Knights do have a couple of timeouts remaining. They'll bring Slabashevsky into the shotgun, double end set. Callarose, the deep back. They try with the hard count, and they do look like they got one of the North Central Knights to jump. No, delay a game. It's going to cost 5 more to the Rebels. Boy, the Rebels a chance to put this one away, but back-to-back penalties, a false start and a delay of game. And this pushes the football back near the 25, and now 3rd and 12. And now if you're the Knights, Steve, do you get aggressive and try to get after the quarterback, or do you just kind of play it safe?
I think you come. You bring some heat, try to get a sack.
So Slabashevsky will go to the shotgun, Twins to the near side. North Central showing pressure in the middle. They'll bring one linebacker rolling to his right. Slabashevsky throws it outside. Oh,
intercepted it.
Gavin Pruitt's got it on the near side, back in the middle of the field, breaks a tackle. Watch out, 35, 30, inside the 30-yard line. Gavin Pruitt with an interception to get off his life.
Wow, and it just like that. Greg, he was a shoestring from breaking that. He broke through about 3 tackles. Wow. That is exactly the lightning strike that the North Central defense needed.
What a huge play. Gavin Pruitt, the senior, gets the interception, and all of a sudden the Knights now with a little pep in their step at the Arcadia-Loup City 27-yard line with plenty of time, 4:02 remaining. And now can the Knight offense solve the riddle that has been this Rebel defense in the second half? And see if Coach Ritchie has a play he wants to go with here and try to maybe get a big strike off the change of possession.
I think North Central has 2 timeouts yet, don't they?
Double in set. Swanson under center. Will turn, fake the handoff. Back to pass on the play action. Rolls to his right. They break it off. Look for Otten. Nearly caught and then knocked away at the last second.
Boy, Cole he had his hands on the ball, but a nice play by the defense.
Boy, offensively, the Knights in this half have completed 1 pass out of 8 attempts with an interception after they threw for 85 yards and a touchdown in the first half. Credit that Rebel defense. They have played really well in this second half. 12-8, Arcadia-Loup City, 2nd and 10 North Central. 4 wide receivers set. Swanson from the shotgun. As Twins to either side. Back to throw a quick outside pass, and Pruitt can't make the one-handed grab on the near sideline.
You got to have those. You got to convert those little plays like that.
He was open on the out route. It was just a little wide, and Pruitt couldn't reel it in with one hand. 3rd and 10 North Central. Knights 2 downs to try to keep the game going here with 3:50 to play. Still have 2 timeouts, but can they take advantage of the big turnover forced by Gavin Pruitt on the interception? 3rd down and 10 at the Rebel 27-yard line. Down 4. Knights with the football. Twins to either side of the formation. Bring in motion Kotzer. Back to pass. Blitz comes. Swings it out to Pruitt, and doesn't look like much is there. He's dropped in the backfield for a 2-yard loss.
Boy, and you know, the Rebels, they are only sending 3 down linemen upfield, and they're just wreaking havoc with everything.
The football back to the 29 now on 4th and 12. Clock inside of 3.5 minutes. Is this the last best chance for North Central to pick up a win here at home? They led 8-0 at halftime, trail at 12-8, and the Knights are taking a lot of time to get a play in here on this 4th and 12, 3:10. The 10-second count already on. Knights are not out of the huddle. They may have to burn a timeout here. 5-second count. 4, 3, 2. They're not going to get it off, I don't think, Steve. Timeout taken by Coach Ryan Ritchie to avoid the delay a game, but that leaves the Knights with just 1. If they don't convert now on this 4th and 12, highly unlikely that they'd get the ball back with much time left. But 4th and 12, you've got the ball. I guess get on the same page, draw up your best play, and see if it's Pruitt over the middle. Is it Otten?
Somebody go make a play.
Do they look for the freshman Fisher? Again, throwing against the wind here on 4th and 12 at the Arcadia-Loup City 29. The Knights had some momentum on the Gavin Pruitt interception, but have been able to do nothing with it offensively in this second half.
Credit the Rebel defense.
I'm not sure the Knights have 30 yards of offense in the second half. They've gone backwards about as much as they've gone forward after almost 100 yards of offense in the first half and holding Arcadia-Loup City to 45 yards. The script has been flipped in this second half.
Big,
4th and 12.
Big play of the game here.
North Central, 2:59 to go. Knights with just one timeout remaining. They'll go 3 wide receivers in the formation. Swanson from the shotgun. Back to throw. Pocket holds. Goes over the middle. And it's in the hands of Pratt. Touchdown. For the Snowies for the score. Wow. 29 yards on 4th and 12.
Wow. That was, Pruitt used his speed across the middle. Zach Way had time, waited and threw an absolute strike.
Steve, the linebacker was dropping, but he just was able to lob it over the head of the linebacker. Pruitt had a step on the defensive back right into his arms, and then Pruitt stretches the ball out to put the Knights ahead with 2:51 to go. Now the 2-point try. Rolling to the right. Swanson will keep. Leaps into the end zone for the 2-point play, and the Knights take a 4-point lead on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard with 2:51 to play in the game. And it's the 4th down Knights today. 4th and 26. They get a 31-yard touchdown pass to Kean Fisher. 4th and 12. They get a 29-yard strike to Gavin Pruitt. And on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard, the Knights back on top by 4.
Make your lawn the envy of the neighborhood. Morrison Underground Sprinkler Service of Bassett, Matt and Tris will provide you with a free no-obligation estimate for underground sprinkler installation. Plus, they service and repair existing systems too. Phone 402-684-3558.
Don't overload your brain circuits trying to find a qualified electrician. Make one call to Painter Electric, Randy Painter of Springview. Professional, affordable, and experienced. And he has a local phone, 402-497-2086.
Steve, what a ball game. And when the Knights needed it most, the offense looked anemic the entire second half. How about a 29-yard touchdown pass on 4th and 12?
4th and 12, exactly. Swanson had time, planted his feet. Pruitt kept running toward the end zone, and came across the middle. Used his speed to cause separation. That was the key.
The Knights take the lead. 2:51 to go. Arcadia-Loup City working with the win and still have, I believe, a full complement of timeouts. Kick end over end is going to roll out of bounds. And now decision time for Coach Hunt. Do you take the ball at the 25? Or do you back up the Knights 5 yards against the wind and make him kick it again? I'd probably make him kick it again, Steve.
Yeah, that needed to stay in bounds. That ball's got to stay in bounds.
They're asking Coach Hunt what he'd like to do. Take it at the 25 or have him kick it again. They are going. I think that's a smart call against the wind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Back it up and make him kick it again.
Be a 5-yard penalty and a re-kick.
So they will back up Fisher to the 25-yard line. Westholt down to Doniphan Trumbull at the end of the third. 32-0, a scoreless third quarter there in Doniphan tonight. 16-12 Knights. Fisher will kick off from the 25. Gets a good foot into this one. Back to about the 15-yard line. Caught by Calaros. Breaks it to the near side. He's got the corner and knocked out of bounds by Atwood Albright as he lowers a shoulder across midfield. Smart decision by Coach Ramsey Hunt to force the re-kick. It's going to net the Rebels about 16 yards in additional field position. And they will mark the football inside North Central territory at the 39-yard line with 2:45 to go. Little drama here on homecoming night.
This one's going to go down
North
to the
Central
last,
Knights.
Go down to the last second.
And now it is Slobashevsky and company. 4 wide receivers in the formation. Back to throw, being pressured, steps up, he can't get away, and he's dropped by Cole Otten.
Yeah, Cole Otten got his mitts on him and brought him right down.
Loss of 2 on the sack by Otten.
Clock is running.
2:30 and counting.
I think they have, what do they have
I
for
think
timeouts?
they have all 3
All
timeouts
3?
remaining, I believe, for Arcadia-Loup City. North Central has 1 remaining. 2nd and 12, ball back on the Rebel side of the field at the 39. The North Central defensive line has done a great job with Otten, Leonard, and Halleck
They're going
tonight.
to get a heavy dose of 20.
Slavashevsky from the shotgun. He will keep it on the quarterback delay. He's got some room into the middle, breaks a tackle, and he's at a first down to the 25-yard line. That'll be 16 yards before Pruitt is able to bring him down. Slavashevsky 16 and a first down for the Rebels. Ball at the 25.
They have found what works there. Spread the field and run him up the middle.
Swanson back in as out goes freshman Colin Hagan. Slavashevsky will go back to the shotgun.
Boy, I'd be spying him when they spread that field. They better spy him.
Clock runs under a minute 35. He loses the snap, back to throw. Looking deep's got a man. Cut for the touchdown. 25 yards, and that is Cashlin one more time.
Wow. Nice throw and catch.
What an answer by the Rebels. The big kick return. And that one was that double move again, Steve, and he had time. Cashlin broke out and then up the field, up that seam, and Slavashevsky threw a strike. He got behind his defender, and it is a 25-yard touchdown. And just like that, the Rebels are back on top and will try for two in a two-point game. 18-16 with a minute and a half remaining. Slavashevsky will keep it straight ahead. And he is in for the two-point try. Tri-County Bank scoreboard. Arcadia-Loup City answers the North Central touchdown. Knights will have 90 seconds and one timeout remaining when we come back down by 4.
Rural healthcare from Rural Roots. Better healthcare for your family from clinical, obstetrical, emergency room to home care. Greater Sand Hills Family Healthcare with convenient locations in Bassett, Stewart, and Atkinson.
Whether to or from the ball game, call timeout at Scott's Place in Bassett for a tank of Conoco regular, super or diesel fuel, faces, loaded pizza, deli sandwiches, your favorite pop or beer. Scott's Place Conoco at the junction of Highway 20 and 183 has videos, Nebraska Lottery, and Powerball, too.
Back and forth we have gone in this game. The Knights retake the lead with 2:51 to go, only to see the Rebels of Arcadia-Loup City answer with a 39-yard drive after the good kick return, and it was Connor Slavashevsky throws a strike into the hands of Ryan Cashlin. That is Cashlin's fourth catch of the game, but the biggest one of the game that goes for the score. And now Pruitt and Kotzer back to receive for the Knights. With a minute and a half to go, Knights with one timeout remaining, back down by 4. The kick from Ducker is away, and it sails out of bounds. And now, Steve, if you're North Central, do you make them back up 5, or do you say, hey, maybe my best chance is in the kick return game, or do you take it at the 25? It's a little different decision downwind for Arcadia-Loup City.
I almost think they're going to take the ball.
See if they take it to the 25. They are going to back it up 5. That ball went out of bounds at about the 2. So it had plenty of distance from Ducker. Just shot it to the near sideline and out of bounds. Knights have Pruitt and Kotzer standing at the 20-yard line. The kick will now come from the 25 on the 5th penalty of the half against Arcadia-Loup City, 7th of the game. So Ducker will tow it up again, this time from the 25. Of course, you just run down the field and you're on the kick coverage. Now you got to jog back and do it again.
Yeah.
So let's check it out, see what the Knights can do with 90 seconds left, down by 4, 20-16. The kick, a low squibber. It'll go all the way back to Pruitt at the 25. Now bounces to the 30, cuts it upfield near the 35, still on his feet. And he's dropped there. So about a 10-yard field position advantage at the expense of 8 seconds. North Central will take the ball to 35. They need 45 yards in 82 seconds to try to win this one at home on homecoming.
With one timeout.
One timeout remaining, down 20-16. See if they try to go back to Pruitt. Twins on either side of the formation. Anderson and Pruitt the near side. Looks like Fisher on the far side with Kotzer. Back to throw Swanson. Throws it outside. That's complete to Anderson. Tackled out of bounds. No, they're going to say inbounds at midfield. 5-yard gain for Branson Anderson.
Gain of 5 on the play. Brings
His
up
first catch,
second down, 5 yards to go.
but the clock runs. 2nd and 5 at midfield. Knights will go quickly as we approach a minute. 4 wide receiver set. Back to throw Swanson. Rolls, steps up in the pocket, now wants to run. Has a first down inside the 35 to about the 33. 7 yards for Zach. Clock stops momentarily while they move the chains.
Yep, Rebels are just trying to keep them in front of them, but something could break here.
50 seconds remaining. Twins to either side of the formation. Knights in plus territory. Back to throw Swanson. Looking deep. Now he's going to turn, run it into the middle of the field, breaks it to the 25, leapfrogs a defender, and he's out near first down yardage at the 20. That's going to be another 12-yard gain for Swanson. 29 seconds left. Now will the Knights try to clock it here quickly?
Gotta go.
29 seconds left. They'll wind the clock. And the Knights, with the time running out, twin wide receivers. And now a whistle and a timeout taken by Arcadia-Loup City. At the 20-yard line of the Rebels, we've got drama unfolding here on homecoming night at Rock County High School. North Central quickly down to the Rebel 20-yard line with 24 seconds remaining and one timeout.
And they've got the Rebels on their heels.
And that's probably a smart timeout from Coach Ramsey Hunt. He saw his defense was on its heels.
Regroup yourself. Absolutely.
Couple of runs there for Zach Swanson for 19 yards, along with a 5-yard completion to Anderson. And the Knights right down to the 20-yard line of the Rebels, down by 4 with 24 seconds remaining. High drama here from Rock County High School. Both teams looking for their first win. It's been a fun game, back and forth, momentum swings. Do the Knights have one more big play? I believe you said at halftime, who has the ball last might it might come down to it.
Yeah.
We'll see if you're prophetic there, because you said it at halftime. Whoever gets the ball last may be the team to win this game. First down, North Central. Clock will start on the snap. Twins on both sides of the field at the 20-yard line of the Rebels. Rebels show pressure. Back to throw Swanson. Blitz comes. Steps up in the pocket. Can he get away? Swanson at the 20. 15, down near first down yardage. Knights will need a timeout here. And there's the timeout, I believe. Ryan Ritchie running onto the field to get it with 12 seconds left. It'll be a gain of about 8 for Swanson to the 12.
Yep, 12-yard line. You know, realistically, now you've got time for about 2. I don't know if you have time for 3 plays. If you're going to have to run something to the perimeter. Probably looking at the short side of the field over here, Greg. Try to get something down, a quick out to the 5, and then maybe take that shot to the end zone. I mean, that's
you cannot probably what you have to avoid is a sack. A sack most likely ends the game.
Throw it away.
So you can't take a sack when you're out of timeout. 2nd and 2 at the 12.
Or if nobody's open, just throw it away.
The clock could stop with a first down. And if you're Coach Ritchie, you've got to tell your team, hey, if we get tackled inbounds, wherever it is, we got to run up and spike it.
And see, those are those situational plays that teams practice, throughout the week, all year long. These are situations that you have to practice. That kids, it's nothing new to them. It's just game time speed now.
2nd down and 2 at the Arcadia-Loup City 12. 12 seconds left. The Rebels lead the Knights by 4. North Central threatening in the West Plains Bank Zone on 2nd down. Swanson from the shotgun. Who will he look to? Will the Rebels show pressure? They blitz, rolling out to his right. He's hit as he throws it, and he's down. Is he down? Yes, the clock's going to wind. Can the Knights get back and spike it? I don't believe they will, and the clock will run out on the sack. The one thing, Steve, we said could not happen, Swanson on the pressure, felt it, rolled out to the right, and they just tripped him up before he could get rid of the football. And a sack for a loss of 1 will end the game. What a fun one here from Rock County. Arcadia-Loup City will outscore North Central 20-8 in the second half. And the Rebels on the road come from behind and win this one 20-16. Great ball game here from Rock County High School on KBRB. That's our Tri-County Bank final. We'll come back to tell you more about it after these messages.
Doing what's right yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Investing in our local communities is not a one-and-done project. At VJW LLC and Sandhills Elite Genetics, they take their responsibility to produce safe food seriously, doing their best for people, pigs, and producers.
For whatever field you work in, agricultural, industrial, municipal, Terps Automotive in Bassett has you covered with parts that are built to stand up to the most demanding jobs. Get up and go with Terps Automotive Napa. Shop more, pay less at G&B's Market. They always help you stay ahead of your budget by offering the finest quality and great value. Make sure to check out this week's sales flyer. For the best service, selection, and savings, shop locally owned G&B's Market in Bassett.
A profitable livestock operation depends on the health quality of your herd. Chippewa Vet Service, Dr. Angie Painter, Springview, specializes in reproduction ultrasound of cattle and horses. For health care of large and small animals, contact Dr. Angie Painter of Chippewa Vet Service, Springview, 402-497-3574.
For proven, dependable, efficient, and long-lasting diesel power units, visit with the friendly folks at Northern Plains Supply. They're your Isuzu dealer in this area. That's Northern Plains Supply of Bassett.
Lewis Nursery of Springview offers north central Nebraska customers a wide variety of flowers and vegetables. Lewis Nursery, located along East Highway 183 in Springview. David appreciated your patronage this past season, and when it's time to plant your garden in the spring, remember Lewis Nursery of Springview.
Your first choice for exceptional care is Rangeland Rehab with locations in Ainsworth and Bassett. Physical therapist Brian Doak, along with professional staff, are trained on many techniques to help improve mobility and decrease pain. For appointments, call 402-387-1600.
SB Auto Center in Springview handles all automotive repairs from minor to major. Does Tire Repair, has an on-location tire truck and 24-hour wrecker service. Does custom exhaust pipe bending, makes hydraulic and AC hoses. That's Hesby Auto Center, a block west and a half south of the flashing light in Springview.
For independent grain marketing, contact Pride Grain, located on Highway 20 between Long Pine and Bassett. They have a variety of marketing tools available to meet your individual market plan. Visit with Brad Wilkins at Pride Grain. They're proud to be a supporter of local athletics.
Tradition runs deep at the fifth-generation Smith Angus Ranch. Kent and Cameron are dedicated to providing top-quality genetics to maximize their customers' profitability. Annual bull sale at the ranch south of Bassett, the fourth Friday of March. Check out their website at smithangus.com. Take control of tax season with the trusted local professionals at Best Books and More in Springview. Personal, business, and agricultural services available, and much more. Call the local experts at Best Books and More, 402-497-2724.
At West Plains Bank, we're proud to offer the financial products and services to help you accomplish your life goals. West Plains Bank in Ainsworth and Springview, a better way to bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And we welcome you back here on KBRB FM 92, KBRB.net. What an exciting ball game from Rock County High School here on homecoming night for the Rock County and Chippewa County students. 20-16 is your final, and the Knights driving in the final 90 seconds. Zach Swanson gets tripped up from behind before he can release a pass. Knights had no timeouts remaining. The final seconds melt away. Inside the West Plains Bank zone at the 15, they were at the 12-yard line with 20 seconds left, and then with 12 seconds left, and just could not get the ball into the end zone. A great defensive play. Steve Camp, I did not see which one of the Rebels tripped up Zach from behind. They brought four rushers, were aggressive, and brought an extra defender.
They brought an extra
They were
one.
rushing three most of the game. Brought that fourth defender. Zach read it, scrambled, but one of the defenders was just quick enough to get an arm out and get Zach tripped up from behind. And as Zach fell to the ground, he knew he needed to try to get rid of the football, but his knees hit the ground before he released a pass, and the Knights did not have time to get to the line and spike it to get another play on before time expired.
He was just trying to make a play is what he was doing. It was a scramble. He was trying to make something happen.
It is our Tri-County Bank into the game summary here on KBRB. We'll start with the scoring. Scoreless first quarter. The only points of the first half came with 6:04 to play on a 31-yard touchdown pass from Zach Swanson to freshman Kean Fisher. On 4th and 26, they get a 31-yard score. 2-point pass from Swanson to Gavin Pruitt. 8-0 Knights. That's where we were at the half. Knights had the wind at their back in the third quarter, but Arcadia-Loup City really shut things down defensively in that third frame, held the Knights to just 1 first down, and Arcadia-Loup City scores on a 22-yard touchdown run by quarterback Connor Slobaszewski. With 2:46 to go in the third, the 2-point run failed. It was 8-6 North Central at the end of 3. Fourth quarter, 10:58 to go. Slobaszewski adds his second touchdown run, this one from 8 yards out. The 2-point pass failed, and Arcadia-Loup City took its first lead at 12-8. The Knights down in the ball game. They strike back with 2:51 to go. A 29-yard touchdown pass from Zach Swanson to Gavin Pruitt on 4th down and 12. Swanson added the 2-point run, and the Knights went ahead 16-12. But a big answer from Arcadia-Loup City with 1:30 remaining. A 25-yard touchdown pass from Slobaszewski to Ryan Cashlin. Slobaszewski added the 2-point run, 20-16 at that point. Knights drive it inside the 20 down to the 12-yard line, used their last timeout with about 12 seconds remaining. Had time for probably a couple of plays, but tripped up from behind for a 1-yard sack. Knights could not get back with the clock running to get another play away. 20-16 your final. In a really fun football game here from Rock County High School tonight. Arcadia-Loup City picks up the 4-point victory. It is our Tri-County Bank end of the game summary. Your livestock is your livelihood, so keep both going strong with local financing from the Tri-County Bank. Whether you're a new producer, a seasoned veteran, or somewhere in between, Tri-County Bank will help your operation succeed. Stop by one of their branches, Stewart Atkinson, Bassett, O'Neill. Visit TriCountyBank.com. The Tri-County Bank, they are building your future together. And remember, FDIC. Well, as we start our Buckles Automotive postgame show here on KDRB, we are joined by Coach of the Knights, Ryan Ritchie. And Ryan, a hard-fought game. Your defense played well for a vast majority of it. The offense looked good in stretches in the first half, but I tell you what, just the other team made one more play tonight is what it boiled down to.
They did. I thought defensively we had a great game plan. The guys recognized they like to run the quarterback, some counters. We did a really good job keeping them in the pocket, minimized their rushing attempts, kept it pretty vanilla into the wind in that first quarter on purpose and took some shots in the second quarter. And I think we'll go back and see that film and say, hey, we probably had 2 or 3 plays that should have been big plays, maybe scores. And then the second half, the defense kept battling. To their credit, they made some adjustments, and we did too. And we had some opportunities, a few missed balls, a few things. And then with Zach, and I'm not picking on him, it's a good learning thing for him. But you can't take that chance. You got to throw the ball because if it's incomplete, then you come back, you got one more play. So I know it's an effort play, but that's something in the huddle where we got 2 chances to get rid of the ball. It has to happen.
Well, tell you what, your defense pitches a shutout in the first half, holds them to 45 yards on 23 plays. But as you mentioned, they made a little bit of an adjustment. You guys were getting really downhill with the linebackers and clogging up the run game. They started basically trying to dump the ball over the middle to try to get between that first and second level in the passing game, and then opened up a little bit in the quarterback run game. But really outside a couple of, just good individual plays from the Rebels, overall you hold them to 218 yards on the game and 45 in the first half.
Yep. Yeah, I thought defensively, other than just a couple breakdowns there in the second half, we were excellent. Got beat on a double move there late, and that's something that we just got to keep reminding them that's coming. And then the quarterback got loose on a couple rushes where just barely got outside to contain. One was a blitz, was probably my fault. The other time the guy just didn't get into the proper position. But yeah, anytime you give up 20 points or less, you need to be in position to win a football game.
Yeah, I tell you what, they really almost until late there, it pretty much made you one-dimensional offensively. Their defensive front, those three defensive linemen really were able to set the edge, I thought. Now, I thought your defense did the same thing, setting the edge, but their defensive ends set the edge. made things tough for you to try to get the lateral running game going outside. And then their linebacker, Slabashevsky, fantastic from the linebacker spot to fill in there on the interior run defense.
Yeah, and we had some opportunities there where, we tried running inside just enough to try to keep them honest, tried to get to the edge, couldn't quite get there, and then they had good recovery speed. We ran a reverse. We ran a misdirection, and backside guy just came up and filled. So they were really tough. Their ends are tall and long, and we threw the ball more than we would like to. Unfortunately, we probably missed a couple balls and then had a couple big drops, too. So we felt like we had some opportunities to get them in the pass game.
Well, I'll tell you what, right there, and even at the end, you give up a touchdown with 90 seconds left, one timeout against the wind, and you march it right down the field, no panic. The kids just moved the chains a couple of times. Zach got a couple of plays with his feet, and then set you up in position where you had a couple chances to win the game.
And we had a chance this week to work a little bit more no huddle, and I think they got a little more comfortable with that going off the band. Just did a little bit of that in the first half. But, I thought we came down, we were moving the ball methodically and had a version of a play that had worked twice that they hadn't defended well. We were going to go to that, and then we thought, well, we'll have one more shot at the end zone here. And, I can't I got to give them credit, I guess. They did a good job defensively, but unfortunately for us, we would have liked to take advantage of another couple opportunities there.
Yep, for sure. But tell you what, a well-played game, and you're going to come up on the short end here at home, but a trip to Riverside next week. And, that's a team that lost some pretty good athletes to graduation, but off to a 1-1 start, so I'm sure they'll present a challenge. You know anything yet about that Riverside squad this year?
We got to see them down in the Osmond camp this summer, and for the most part, we had pretty much our full rosters there. So just getting familiar with the concepts. They run a little zone trap and then some option off of it, and then defensively they kind of walk a linebacker up. So it's kind of a hybrid 3-front, 4-front. So just a few little different things that a lot of teams don't run. So it's a little more difficult to prepare for, but. Coaches will do their best to try to get these guys in position to get that first dub.
Well, it made for a fun broadcast. I know it didn't come out the way you probably wanted it to tonight, but a really tight, well-played game by both sides, and appreciate you stopping up. We'll catch up with you again down the road.
You bet. Thank you, Greg.
Coach Ryan Ritchie joining us here on our post-game show as they get ready to crown the king and queen for both Rock County and Kippahaw County. And our post-game show on KBRB brought to you by Buckles Automotive. If it moves, Buckles Automotive can power it. Whether you're feeding livestock, hauling, harvesting, driving a commercial vehicle, or an ATV, at Buckles Automotive, they have the battery you need because they're committed to keeping you fired up and in the game. If you count on parts, count on Buckles Automotive, your Napa store, Main Street in Ainsworth, 387-1171. One call, that's all. We'll go through the stats for both teams, bring back Steve Camp as he was getting the Kippahaw County Homecoming King and Queen. Rock Counties will be crowned next on Homecoming Royalty. Let's run through the final statistics for both teams. Arcadia-Loup City with 11 first downs, 9 of those in the second half. North Central was 7, 4 of those in the second half. Arcadia-Loup City penalized 7 times for 38 yards. North Central had 5 penalties accepted for 39 yards. There was a 2-1 turnover margin in favor of the Knights. Zach Swanson recovered a fumble in the second quarter. Tice Callarose, an interception for the Rebels late in the third. And Gavin Pruitt, a big pick for North Central with 4:02 to go in the fourth that set up North Central's go-ahead touchdown with 2:51 to go. But the 25-yard touchdown pass from Connor Slabashevsky to Nick Cashlin, that was the winner. 20-16, your final score. Offensively, the Rebels, after 45 yards in the first half, they go for 173 in the second half. Slabashevsky finishes 9 for 18, 118 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception, 4 catches for 50 yards, and a score for Nick Cashlin. 3 catches for 45 yards for Logan Carlson, and 1 catch for 9 yards for Jason Ducker, 1 catch for 4 yards for Tice Callarose. Rushing-wise, Slabashevsky, 22 carries for 79 yards, 12 rushes for 59 yards and 2 touchdowns. in the second half. Calrose just 6 carries for 8 yards, and for Cashland, 4 carries for 13 yards. 37 rushes, 100 yards, 9 for 17 through the air for 118. Total of 54 plays, 218 yards for Arcadia-Loup City. For the North Central Knights, 29 rushes, 30 passes, just 50 rushing yards for the Knights in this one. It was Zach Swanson, 14 carries for 48 yards, 47 of those in the second half on 10 carries. But from there, 6 carries, just 2 yards for Gavin Pruitt, 7 carries for a loss of 2 yards for Chase Kotzer, 2 carries for 2 yards for Kean Fisher. Swanson through the air finishes 11 for 30, 121 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Gavin Pruitt, 7 catches for 74 yards and a touchdown. 1 catch for 31 yards and a score for Kean Fisher. 1 catch for Chase Kotzer for 6 yards. 1 catch for 5 yards for Cole Otten. 1 catch for 5 yards for Branson Anderson. Total of 59 plays, 171 yards of offense tonight for the Knights. 98 yards in the first half, and they go for, it looks like 73 yards of offense in the second half. 20-16 is your final. We'll bring back in Steve Camp for our performances of the game, brought to you by First Class Auto. And we'll tell you, when it comes to vehicle sales and service, you can score more. First Class Auto, Main Street in Ainsworth. Their repair shop will service all makes, and their mechanics can fix about anything they can get to fit inside the shop doors. And if you're looking for a quality, reliable, previously owned vehicle, check out their selection on the Main Street lot. They can do new as well on Dodge and Jeep products. When you go First Class and check out their inventory, firstclassautoainsworth.com. Well, we'll award a performance of the game for offensively and defensively for both teams. And Steve, I tell you what, Connor Slabashevsky, a great game, but I'm tempted to give him a performance of the game. I really want to give it to him on the defensive end for the way he played a linebacker, but I think I'm going to probably go with one of the linemen on the defensive side and give Slabashevsky the performance of the game offensively. Yeah. And he just was a difference maker in that second half. 2 touchdown runs and a touchdown pass.
That was the difference right there. As far as the other, the defensive side, I'm not even going to take a run at some of those names, Greg. I'm going to let you take a run at it.
Well, and there were a couple. Max Lewandowski had a nice game defensively on the defensive line. Parker Slabashevsky as well. I think we'll go with him. We'll go with Parker from the defensive end spot just as a representative of that defensive line. He played on the end. He set the edge. Knights could get nothing going on the ground. In the perimeter game, they really just had a hard time running the football other than Swanson scrambling all game. We'll go Parker Slabashevsky on the defensive end, just kind of representative of that entire defensive front for the Rebels. Well, for the North Central Knights, offensively, Gavin Pruitt, I think 7 catches for 74 yards, made the flash plays in the receiving game for the Knights, had that big interception as well. On the defensive side, catches a 29-yard touchdown, had 7 catches for 74 yards. We'll go with Pruitt on the offensive side. And, boy, on the defensive side, Steve, there were some really good performances, again, by that defensive line of the Knights. Jackson Halleck, Kip Leonard, Cole Otten. I thought that front three played really well. So of the three, you can kind of take your pick.
You could take your pick, but, the one that stuck out to me early in the game was Jackson Halleck. He did a nice job of setting the edge, and he's a force to be reckoned with. But those other kids played a whale of a game, too, on the inside.
It was good defensive football for both teams, really physically kind of setting the edges and forcing the ball to be inside the hashes. There just weren't many big plays to the outside at all for either team in this game.
No. The big plays almost came on the defensive side.
Yeah, that is exactly right. So North Central's touchdowns both came on 4th and long, but the Knights chance late and come up just shy, ran out of time, and get tackled at the 13-yard line of the Rebels. Down by 4, and that's your final score, 20-16. Well, they're introducing the homecoming royalty for Rock County, and Steve, you have the king and queen for Kippahaw County.
I have the king and queen for Kippahaw County. This year's 2023 homecoming queen for Kippahaw County is Caitlin Painter. And your king is Jackson Halleck.
All right, and they are just announcing the final candidates for the Rock County Homecoming King and Queen. Tough way on homecoming to lose, Steve, but tell you what, this is a North Central team that wasn't in many games last year in an 0-8 season, and their record's going to say 0-2, but tell you what, they played hard in this one. They made Ainsworth a little sore after week one. Talking to the Ainsworth coach, said those North Central kids hit, and you saw it tonight as it was 66-0 Ainsworth and a running clock in the second half, leading 64-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
Wins it over Madison 66-0. Final score 40-0. Donovan Trumbull at home shuts out West Holt after the Huskies shut out the Valentine Badgers last week. So West Holt drops to 1-1. And earlier today, it was Sumner Eddyville Miller with a 43-27 victory over the Stewart Broncos at Stewart Park.
You know, I said it last week, Greg, watching North Central. They're a better football team overall on both sides of the football than they were last year. And yes, you're right. They're physical. They play hard, and you know they'll go back to work this week, and they make a trip back east to Riverside next week, and I believe that's an early game. If I
think it is a
remember right.
3:00 kick next Friday afternoon.
Maybe an early kick in the afternoon. So hopefully the temperature isn't as anything like it was today, but I think it's supposed to cool back just a little bit. But yeah, they're gonna make strides.
Yeah, you can tell they are an improved football team from last year across the board, physically up front, with some skill players. Tell you what, I was impressed for the most part with North Central's defense in this one. Really limited Arcadia-Loup City. I mean, you hold a team to 45 yards and 2 first downs in the first half, and that's pretty solid football. Now, credit Arcadia-Loup City and Coach Hunt. They made some adjustments, started trying to work the middle of the field against those aggressive linebackers who were playing downhill.
Correct.
But really, it took a lot for Arcadia-Loup City to find anything offensively.
Yep. Yeah, it did. And you, like you said, you have to credit them. They made some really nice adjustments in the second half. Looks like we're getting ready to...
Yep, that's kind of what we're holding on here to see who is crowned homecoming king and queen for Rock County High School.
This year's homecoming queen at Rock County is Addie Anderson.
Addie Anderson is your homecoming queen for Rock County High School. And getting set for the king, looks like crowned by last year's winner, Raiden Orton. And where's he headed with it? He's going back and forth behind, and it is Hunter Craven is the homecoming king for Rock County High School. So there you go. There's your homecoming king and queen. It's going to wrap it up here tonight. Steve, really appreciated you tagging along for this one tonight. Really makes my life a lot easier on these day-night doubleheaders to have you along.
Enjoyed it.
Got to see a fun one.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a good, hard-fought high school football game.
Just taking a look at the upcoming schedule. Looks like next week on Tuesday we'll have West Holt volleyball in a triangular against O'Neill and Valentine. That'll be on the air on 92.7 and the web. Then next Thursday it's a volleyball doubleheader. Ainsworth in a triangular against Chambers Wheeler Central and North Central. And we'll have Stewart volleyball taking on Riverside. Boy, the Bronco volleyball team off to a great start, as is West Holt on the volleyball floor. Next Friday, football-wise, we'll have the Ainsworth Bulldogs on the road at Burwell for a 7 o'clock hit, and it will be the West Holt Huskies on the road to O'Neill for a 6:30 kickoff here on 92.7 on the web. Earlier today, 43-27, Sumner Eddyville Miller defeats Stewart. It was Ainsworth 66-0 over Madison. West Holt falls to Donovan Trumbull on the road 40-0, and here from Bassett tonight at Rock County High School, Arcadia-Loup City with a 20-16 victory over the North Central Knights. For Steve Camp, Greg Kinsey, big thanks to all of our area sportscasters making these broadcasts possible. And with that, we'll send it back to the KBRB studios.
Your irrigation